all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, coming to you 250 miles above your imagination in the International Fake Station. I'm up here with my good friend and co-pilot, Something Wong. He's here in the back, making sure that we fly straight and level over this plane. And hopefully nobody's trying to shoot at Trump and get us again. Look at that camera fucking acting stupid and blurry again. Ain't that just some of the dumbest shit? Let's see if we can fix that. We can certainly try, can't we? Let's turn it down. Come on. There we go. Now let's turn it back up and see if that fixed it. Did it fix it? It did. How about that shit? How about that? Well, anyway, now we got it back. Anyway, wow, look at all these people we got in here. Dollar Store Tommy Chong in space. Yes, it is. It is absolutely. And that's just like your opinion, man. We got Saddle Bum is with us tonight as well. Let's see who else. Jehovah's lovely daughter Barbara, Elite 333, Mr. Super Sidewinder, smart ass. Look at all these smart asses in here. We got let's see who we got. Half Warrior, Wendy B. RF is killing us softly. Unindoctrinated. We got Don, Ryan, Cookie Monster, Saddle Bum. Good to see you, doll. Foster's Wildlife Sanctuary and Homestead. Well, that's a mouthful, huh? Gonzalez. Not Gonzalez, Gonzalez. I like that. PSYOP within a PSYOP. We got Angela Baby Carson's here. Chaos Code. Warning Sky Dome. Well, we got a good group showed up already so far. Post Anything Too is here with us tonight. Who else we got? I think that's pretty much. Yeah, let's see. Who's that? Keith Maskell. It's a new person. Kim Ray. All right. Who else? What is that? Luck EKGB. Nice to see you as well. Look at here. So I don't know if you guys heard, but a well-off benefactor has so graciously offered to pay for an all-expense-paid trip, once-in-a-lifetime trip to the Lucky Haskins Flat Earth Lodge up in beautiful Keweenaw, Upper Peninsula, Michigan, right there on the banks of the great Gitche Gumee, also known as Lake Superior by the white man. And to test and do some experimentation to see if indeed there is any curvature, and put to bed and to rest once and for all whether or not the earth is a globe or not. And all we have to do is see, is Will ready to make a public reply? Or, I mean, I can't picture anybody turning down a once in a lifetime free trip. I mean, you know, there's some people out there that are saying that he's a shill and he's like an agent and whatnot, right? But Lucky's giving him the benefit of the doubt and letting him come out with that. I mean, crime, he's got all his time, and also giving him the opportunity that if this experiment, or, you know, these series of experiments on Lake Superior work out, he could save that $80,000 or whatnot instead and donate it to St. Jude's Hospital. We all know what St. Jude's Hospital does, or even another worthy charity of choice. You know, so I think that that's a great idea, and we're wondering if anybody's going to, if Will be willing to go on this expedition with Lucky Haskins, stay up there. I mean, hell, it'd just be fun, even without the experiments. I'm sure Lucky seems like he'd be a great guy to hang out with, and maybe sit around a fire and play some guitar and whatnot. Hell yeah, you know, and you know, let's see if we can get that going underway. So, I've tagged Duffy in the final experiment. I've tagged them in posting links for Lucky's video. We'll take a look at the first one that he issued out there. Now, Lucky did mention in a comment today that he has heard from Will, and apparently, I don't know, he's working something out or whatever to be able to come up there. So I don't know, maybe Lucky will show up in the chat tonight or something and be able to fill us in. But just for those of you that are not aware, I'm going to bring up Lucky's YouTube channel, and we'll kind of look at a couple of these videos of his that he's offered so graciously. I mean, I cannot understand why, man, once in a lifetime, you'd be a fool to turn this down. You would definitely be a fool to turn this down. And even just the natural beauty of the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. Oh man, I'm telling you, a once in a lifetime opportunity, all expense paid, and prove once and for all, put this shit behind us, whether or not the earth is a globe. And so I'm right there with Lucky. He said he reached out to you and he's about proving curvature. I responded with this offer. Yes, absolutely. Let's take a look at Lucky's video. What he has, he's got a series of them. We'll play them a little quick. Wait. What is this one? 9 hours. Where is Will? Emperor wears no clothes. Let's see. We got to go to his channel, or else they're not going to come up in normal order. And then we'll go there. And let's see. Okay, so this first one, this was really quite a generous offer. I'm going to speed Lucky up a little bit just so we can get through some of these videos here a little faster than normal. Hope y'all don't mind. Let me make it big. That's what she said. All right, let's see. Whoop, that's not going to work unless I actually share. Been hitting my vape pen, guys. It's okay. All right. Ready. Duffy probably watching right now. He might be. I hope so. Will, if you're watching, reach out, man.
God's country. Hey, listen, whilst I was having a beer, I'm only serious. Thank you to each and every one of you for taking yet another moment out of your day to hang out with me, Lucky Haskins. Hey, listen, I decided I want to have a final experiment for real. And so I'm reaching out here on the YouTube here to reach out to what's that guy's name? Will Duffy. There's a guy named Will Duffy that's interested in finding out if the earth is flat. And we all know he's a very honest, upstanding young man. I mean, this is what I heard. This is what I've been told. This is what I've been told he's been saying. He's a real upstanding young man and all this. And so I want to extend a personal invitation. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. And there are some people on the internet that have been here. They'll attest to this. This is an absolute opportunity of a lifetime Mr. Will Duffy, for you to travel to a place where you've never been, one of the most amazing places on this earth that lies within the waters in this realm that we call home. That is.
And I will tell you, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. That is some of the most beautiful. The thumbnail that I used on this for this video today, for this live, is a picture of Lake Superior. It's a beautiful place. Cold, cold ass water. I'll tell you what, you can go there in the hottest day in July and jump in that water and you'll turn into a goose pimple before you even get all the way underwater. That's been my experience, but I'm a little sensitive to cold. So anyway.
Is as far as you can go in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, out in the big Lake Gitchagumi, Lake Superior. Yes, that's right. I am extending my graciousness. I have a beautiful, beautiful riverside cabin here in the Keweenaw that is typically booked solid on 40 acres, peace and quiet, solitude, trip of a lifetime, Will Duffy, opportunity of a lifetime, guarantee you an experience like you will never have an opportunity to ever have ever again in your life. I promise you this, because anybody that's been to Lucky's Flat Earth Lodge knows I'm telling the truth. Okay, Will Duffy, you ain't never seen no shit like this. So I'm inviting you graciously. I'm going to extend my hospitality, and I'll let you pick the dates as long as they're past October 15th. I will give you 3 nights in my cabin, Will Duffy. I will block them out for you because I will have to do this. So you're going to have to be really fast. I mean, I need to know this right away, my friend, because this cabin is booked solid, okay? I will keep these nights open for you at my expense, opportunity of a lifetime. You can come, you can bring a friend, and you can stay in my cabin, and we will spend our days down at Lake Superior. I want you to bring and provide. I know this won't be a problem for you. Money's not an object, whatever. I want you to bring your own P900 or P1000. We're going to go down to the pier here. We're going to spend our days on the pier. I'll provide the beer. I'll feed y'all, whatever you want. We'll do some old-fashioned cooking. La-da-da-da-da. I'll give you guys the tour, the incredible tour of the Upper Peninsula here. This will be a trip of the lifetime, not a doubt about it. And we're going to spend our days on the pier looking at the Huron Mountains, which are 24 miles across the big Lake Gitchagumi. And there's also a lighthouse, and there's the famous lighthouse on the Huron Islands. We'll be able to look at the distance. I believe it's about 28 miles. So bring your P1000, yada, yada, yada. We'll solve this now. And here's the beauty thing about this, Will Duffy. I know you're going to email me right away or contact me right away, because I'm going to save you $100,000. You won't have to go to Antarctica. You can come here for free. For free. This is why it's an offer you cannot refuse, Will Duffy. You cannot refuse this offer, okay? You won't have to pay $40,000 for anyone to go to Antarctica. I'm going to host you. You're going to sleep for free. You're going to have the time of the life. You've never been in a bathhouse like the sauna building at my cabin. I promise you, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I hope you realize I'm being 1,000,000% serious. I just need to know fast. I don't want none of this dragging out shit, or obviously that's going to be extremely suspicious. So I'm offering you 3 nights. You get here, you can drive here, fly here, whatever you want to do. I'll pick you up from the airport in my Lincoln Town Car. You can ride in style. I'll even open the door for you and act like your chauffeur. And you'll be so comfortable in this camp, you won't believe it. You'll be so grateful you didn't turn down this trip of a lifetime. We're going to spend our days at the lake, and we're going to figure out together if Lake Gitchagumi is curved or flat. So you can save hundreds of thousands of dollars, Will Duffy, and all that hassle and all this nightmare shit you're going through, and just come visit Lucky for free. Trip of a lifetime that I'm graciously extending to you, and we'll go down to the lake, and we will see with your camera that you bring whether or not Lake Gitchagumi is curved or flat. End of discussion. The final experiment for free. So how could any genuine human being with any sense of responsibility, anybody that believes the stuff that's coming out of their mouth, that's not just a grifter or just making shit up or having a propaganda extravaganza, and you know, obviously, if Will Duffy's on the straight and level, like he said, then he's going to realize this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Any of my listeners would tell you, hell yeah, man, 3 free days at the Lucky Haskins Flat Earth Lodge, hanging with Lucky down at Lake Superior. Are you kidding me? Just to give you a reference point, Will Duffy, look up Copper Harbor, Michigan. That'll give you an idea of where I'm at. I'm very close to there. Okay, so this is truly a trip of a lifetime. Plus, I can save you at least $80,000 and a lot of humiliation and you won't have to mock anybody like you're doing or, hurt other human beings. So this is obviously something that you can't turn down, right? Unless you're just a grifter trying to deceive people and running some kind of propaganda scam. But you know what? People have told me that's not what you're about, bro. So I'm offering you this absolute trip of a lifetime to save yourself $80,000 and come up here for free. You can certainly spend $1,000 on a good camera. We'll spend a couple of days down here. I'll tell you what, if we get chemtrailed out or whatever happens, I'll extend, my courtesy. If other guests are coming to the cabin, I'll bring you into my home, brother, or I'll put you up in the nicest hotel in town. Okay. On Lucky Haskins, 1,000,000%. Everybody knows I'm a man of my word. I'll tell you this, Will Duffy, a man cannot be any better than his word. So I'm certain that you will contact me promptly and say, yeah, Lucky, pen out those dates for me. I want to accept this offer for this trip of a lifetime because I absolutely I know better. I'm not a grifter. I'm not a scam artist or a propaganda agent for the ruling class elite. I'm not an oath taker. I've never taken an oath, Lucky Haskins. Come on, man. They ain't got no dirt on me, Lucky Haskins. Right. So that's why you would never turn down this trip of a lifetime, correct? So there's my formal invitation to Mr. William Duffy. Now, Mr. William Duffy, Lucky Haskins is a real flat earther that knows the earth is flat. I'm as real as they get. And I'm also an entrepreneur from birth. So I'm going to shoot you straight right here and right now. I will make you a second deal in case you don't want to contact me right away and take me up on the trip of a lifetime to find out whether or not Lake Itchigumi is flat or curved, because that will answer your question and save you 80 grand. You have no excuse unless you're going to, I don't know, make a bunch of money deceiving humanity or something like that. Otherwise, there's no reason why you would not accept the offer to come up and hang out with me. And I'm a lot of fucking fun to hang out with too, bro. We will have a good time if you turn out to be real in any way, shape, or form, right? And you're not just some scam artist, grifter, or whatever. You're coming up. We're going to have a good fucking time. We can go right down here to the pier at my buddy's house, a block from my house, and we can just figure it out right here. Bring your camera. We have all the distances we're looking for.
And you don't need a passport. You won't need a passport, nothing. It's a hell of a lot closer, and it would be absolutely way more definitive, 100%. I can't see why anybody who is really as genuine into wanting to put this argument to rest wouldn't take up on that offer right there. I mean, there's a lot of people saying that this dude is a shill, that Duffy's a shill, that he's a grifter, and there's some other kind of bullshit behind this or whatever. But maybe he does truly want to know if the earth is flat or a globe. And I can't see anybody with a lick of sense with that on their mind and their MO turning that down. I mean, I don't know. Tell me what you all think. What's going on there, Matt?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
All right.
Man, I'm telling you, if somebody invited me up like that, man, come up to Lake Superior and
Yeah, man.
and just let's hang out on the lake for a few days.
Oh man, that water's crystal clear.
I mean, dude, come on.
You ever seen some of them photographs up there around Copper Harbor?
Man, I've seen some of that. I've seen the agates, man, the agates that are up there,
Yeah.
down on the shoreline.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful
It's
stuff.
definitely different terrain.
Why would you? And if you can get some long distance photos up there,
Oh man,
and isn't in Lake Superior like the deepest also
yeah,
of the Great Lakes?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3,000 feet or something.
Was it Lucky said it's always cold? I think Lucky just said that 42 degrees was the highest temperature that the water gets to.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
You got to wear an
But it's
insulated
still,
suit. Like if you
dude,
go scuba diving or something in there, you got to wear something.
but for someone to give you an invitation and invite you up to a situation like that, like, come on, and like you're saying, you don't have to go to Antarctica. Just go up there, man.
Yeah. Well, let's let him finish up here. Let's see what he's got.
You want something further away? We got that too. There's islands all around. It's a very good place to attempt to prove your globe, Will Duffy. So you'd be an absolute fool to piss away 80 grand when Lucky's offering to cover all of it and say, put the 80 grand back in your pocket, spend $1,000 on a camera and $1,500 to come up here and see Lucky. I got you under my wing. I'll feed you. I'll give you some beers. Bring your wife, bring your buddy, whoever you want. I don't care. Bring the cameras, transparency. Let's do it, buddy.
Bring your good friend McToon with you. Bring Toon up there with you. And then we'll crowdfund so we can get a exorcist from the fucking Vatican to get rid of all this shit out of his flat earth cabin, man.
Hey man, I got a high zoom camera. I can come up there and stay. I mean, I have no problem making that trip.
Well, I mean,
That's
shit,
awesome.
we're talking about a guy who's willing to spend, huge sums of money to convince whether or not the earth is a globe or not. You would figure, hell, you go up there and and you figure it out there. You don't even have to do that other trip. If you wanted to still, what the hell, why not? And, but yeah, I don't think you'd be as cold either,
No, you wouldn't be as cold. No.
Of course, you'd want to make that pretty soon. I can't say it doesn't get cold in the Keweenaw in the wintertime. It does. And for those of you that don't know, the Keweenaw is, all right, if you've ever seen the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, okay, it kind of looks like a jackrabbit running. Keweenaw is that little ear that sticks out into the lake. It's like a peninsula. So, yeah, lake all around.
What's the temperature get down to, like -24 or?
It depends, but they get that lake effect weather, so it gets right cold. I'm from the southern part of the state. We only go up there when the weather's good.
Yeah, I've been in 12 degree Fahrenheit. So.
Well, I know that a lot of people, like I had my neighbors, and I'm still friends with them on Facebook. Their parents had a cabin up in the Upper Peninsula that they'd always go to in the summertime, and but they didn't go up there in the winter. I can guarantee that. But people that live up there, and I bet Lucky's probably got one too. A lot of those people, they have a snowmobile, because in the wintertime, yeah, crazy.
I'm sure you're going to contact me really fast because if you think I'm kidding about these dates being available, well, you're wrong. So you better contact me quickly. We don't have a lot of time for this, but it's a no-brainer anyway, man. Of course you're going to contact me. It's a trip of a lifetime, dude. I mean, only a grifter or some kind of a propaganda agent trying to deceive people, probably for profit, would turn down a trip of a lifetime like that, right? So come on up, man. Let's have a good time. So now you guys, Austin, Jaron, you can just tell them no. Lucky took care of it. Will Duffy can just come see Lucky. We'll get it solved right here. He can bring all the Globers he wants. I can house up to 4 people at the cabin. If any other people want to come, I'm sure Will Duffy will pay for a room somewhere or whatever. I'm not housing 6-8 dudes at my camp because I'm the one that's got to clean up after y'all. So, but like I said, I'm a real flat earther. I'm the real deal. I'm going to prove it to all y'all right now. Here's the other deal I'll give you, Will Duffy. For $50,000, $50,000 cash, I will delete every video on my website or on my YouTube page that has anything to do with flat earth whatsoever. I'll delete them all. Every one of them. I'll just shut up and play my guitar. I'll sign a 5-year no compete. All right. Everybody else going, what the hell is he talking about? Will knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'll sign a 5-year no compete. All right. I'll sign a 7-year no compete. This will smoothly get you past Agenda 2030, right? I doubt 7 years from now, I'm going to want to make flat earth videos again. Most of humanity will understand the truth by then. Hopefully, at least 50%, right? So there's my second offer to you, Will Duffy. $50K cash. I'll delete all of my flat earth videos and I'll just shut up and play my guitar. So there's your 2 options. I'll sign a 7-year no compete. Never make another flat earth video for 7 years for $50K. Certified check only. If it was a flat earther, I'd just take a personal check, but I'd prefer a certified check from you, Mr. Duffy. So anyway, I expect to hear from you probably within the next, 4 to 6 hours. I'm
Wonder why he only wants a certified check.
telling you, the cabin dates book up quick. Let's get you here in late October, man. Great time of year to be here. We'll hang out under the harvest moon. We'll drink some local brews, and we'll figure out whether Lake Itchigumi is curved or flat. All right. And to everybody else, ask yourself, who can I help today? And most importantly, get yourself a cold beer and enjoy the rest of the night, y'all.
So that's the video that Lucky put out. Let's see, that was 2 days ago. 2 days ago. And since then, he has made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos updating. And let's see, he made one the next. Let's see here. So the most recent one was just 9 hours ago. And he's wondering where is Will. I suppose, though, Lucky, if you the new one from today sums it all up and is epic. All right, yeah, that's what we're going to show next. He said, "Yeah, we're gonna have to get this turkey on board, man, because time's getting short. That's where we're going right now. That's where we're going right now, Lucky. Yeah, boy. See, great minds, great minds." But yeah, I encourage you, if you are not subscribed to Lucky Haskins, damn it, what the hell's wrong with you? Go over there. I put a link in the chat. I'll put a link to his channel in the chat. Again, if you're not subscribed to Lucky Haskins, please go over, subscribe, watch his videos. Even start with this whole series from 2 days ago all the way up to the one I'm going to show right now. And this is one of the things I love. I love watching Lucky. I don't always comment, but I sit there because I'm watching on the TV. There ain't nothing to comment with, man. I'm watching on the TV and I'm sitting there going, "Motherfucker, spot on. Get out of my head, bro. Get out of my head." But it works. It's pretty cool.
Perfect day in God country, and I ain't lying. Oh, what a beautiful morning here. Actually, it's probably 11 o'clock. Might even be noon. I'm getting ready to head over to the Flat Earth Lodge. I got guests arriving at 3 o'clock. I got to get over there and take care of a few more details, make sure that they arrive to a comfortable, cozy, clean, and tidy environment. It's cool. I love being there. I love that gig, man. It's one of the favorite things I do. So, with all that said, thank you for taking yet another moment out of your day to hang out with me, Lucky Haskins. The final experiment. Where's Will? Where's Will Duffy? How strange is this? The Globers are freaking out. We got the Globers stirring and freaking out and sending all kinds of crazy comments to me. We already know it's a globe. We already know it's a globe, you dipshit. Right? They're freaking out. Why are the Globers freaking out? Let's talk about propaganda. Let's talk about the reality of the final experiment. For those of you who have not been following along, I've extended a gracious offer to Will Duffy, on me, on Lucky Haskins, to come and stay at my Flat Earth Lodge 3 nights, absolutely no charge. We're going to spend 2 days on the pier right down the street here at Lake Superior, and we're going to do flat Earth, globe Earth tests over the big lake Gitchigumi. Now, obviously, for anybody that's real, that's not a grifter or a con man, if he's a real person and he really wants to know the truth about the flat earth globe, of course he's going to accept this offer of a lifetime. Who wouldn't, other than some kind of con man grifter? So I do expect him to call me. I'm a little shocked I haven't heard from him yet, but I have not heard from him yet, and everybody's telling me, oh, he's just an absolute dirtbag con man grifter, and you're not going to hear from him. But I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. However, like everybody said, the Globers are freaking out about my offer, and today we're going to talk about why. Why is Lucky's offer bothering the Globe cult so much? That is really clear and simple, folks, because I offered real observation here at ground level for free, no strings attached, and no ruling class elite propaganda agents involved. That's weird. No propaganda agents involved. Well, Lucky, then your offer is just a piece of horse shit. If you don't have all of the top level propaganda agents involved, like Elon Musk and Neil deGrasse Tyson and William Shatner, why would I want to come to your place for free and pretend I'm interested in knowing if the earth is flat or not? That would screw up my grift, Lucky. My big grift and my big con doesn't happen till December, Lucky Haskins. If I came to your house and did some flat earth, globe earth testing over the lake on camera, documented for all to see, that would put a giant wrench in my huge con that I'm about to pull on the world in December. I mean, that's if you were a con man. Like I said, that's what everybody's saying. Lucky.
I love the qualifier, man. Anyway, that's what everybody's saying. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, bro. I'm not saying that, but other people are saying, and that's exactly what Duffy's been doing.
Is here to give you the benefit of the doubt. I think you're just a helpless victim in all of this. I don't think you can possibly be intelligent enough to know the massive con you're trying to pull on humanity. Certainly your audience is not intelligent enough to understand what's going on. That's clear. They're freaking out because I invited you up here to do some flat earth, globe earth testing. That's weird. Very suspicious. And of course, I haven't heard from Will. That's very suspicious. So let's get right down to it this morning. If Will is the con man grifter that a lot of people say he is, this is a huge propaganda con, Lucky. Well, here would be my opinion on that. If he's a con man, I'm going to tell you why he would be doing what he's doing. First of all, the entirety of this realm is ran off the emperor wears no clothes philosophy. The ruling class elite has always put these fairy tales and rhymes and songs, like we've learned recently, or for those of you who don't know, London Bridge is falling down. If you guys don't know why the ruling class elite put that into the world, it's because of it has to do with the sacrificing of children by the ruling class elite, the people that Will Duffy is working for, if he's a con man grifter. Okay, this is way over the head of most normies. But when they moved the London Bridge from London to Arizona, they found the bones of over 80 children inside the bridge, by the way. So it is kind of weird that the ruling class elite have inserted this nursery rhyme that has little kids singing "The London Bridge is Falling Down." Just another coincidence, Lucky. Okay, so why are we going to get to this? The emperor wears no clothes. This is where the elite puts this stuff out to mock the public. Why is this the emperor wears no clothes? And what is the psychological lesson in the emperor wears no clothes? Because that's what they're doing in that nursery rhyme, is they're showing you how they run this world. It's a double whammy, psychological, absolutely works because of the human ego and the human desire to fit in. Consensus, ego-based consensus, okay? Like Lucky always tells you, it's mockery that fuels the propaganda, okay? So what's the significance of the emperor wears no clothes? Well, they double tricked the population. This is how the elite works, double speak. They told the population the emperor is going to have these beautiful new clothes, but only honest people will be able to see these clothes. Anybody who's a liar will not be able to see these clothes. So then they marched them out naked, and 90% of the people said those are beautiful clothes because everyone else was doing it, because only a liar would not be able to see the clothes. All honest people would be able to see the clothes. So easily and quickly, using the power of ego-based consensus, they got the majority of the populace to say, yes, he's wearing clothes. That's only step one of the propaganda. The way it works, over time, they generationally pass down this horseshit information. The human mind knows it's being deceptive and deceived, but it won't let go because of ego-based consensus. And the more time goes by, the more it becomes an accepted way of life. Yeah, we're all the good guys because we saw that he was wearing clothes. So we're the honest ones, right? Right. So never admit that, no, man, that day he wasn't wearing no clothes, because then the whole false narrative, the entirety of the false reality crumbles. The same way it crumbles when you lift your own veil, pull your head out of your anus, and you take a look around this world. So now you guys understand how propaganda from the elite works, using human-based ego consensus and the confusing of the human mind. That's how it's always worked. Learning against learning, ratio studorium. So this is why the Globers are freaking out that Lucky's inviting Will Duffy up here to come and do some pre-testing. Why is this important? Because I'm giving Will Duffy the benefit of the doubt, and he says he wants to know if the earth is flat or not. So certainly he wants to be very well informed by the time he makes some kind of announcement to humanity by the end of December. Now, for everybody in all communities, flat earth community, globe earth community, people that don't know, okay, for all of y'all, why is it so important what Lucky Haskins is doing? Because if Will Duffy is a con man and a grifter, nah, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Hell, I'm not listening to what everybody else says. Here's the game, okay? Lucky already explained to you the whole trick and why you'll never get something called the final experiment that is a true experiment looking for curvature is because everybody on this earth knows there is no curvature. This is why I brought up the emperor wears no clothes. Anybody that has ever been in a boat, ever been around the lake, ever flown, if you've flown as much as Lucky Haskins has, you definitely know the earth is flat. So that's why we have so many pilots, military, Navy men, ship captains, people that are in those sailboat races down south, now, and engineers, bridge builders. We have all walks of life snapping out of the trance and saying, yeah, it's clearly flat because there's no curvature. So the big propaganda shit show trick here is to take everybody down, have them look in the sky and say, that proves curvature. You guys can stop looking for curvature now. That's the trick here, folks, because there is no curvature. Everybody knows this. That's why Will Duffy, if he's a con man and a grifter, is not going to accept Lucky's offer. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, though. Now, here's where it gets more important. Now, because we've got people from the flat earth community that are attempting to smear other truthers for speaking poignantly and saying this is a horseshit propaganda show. We have truthers in this community saying, oh, well, you guys are going to be upset when you realize I stuck to my guns and I said the sun wouldn't go around me, and you guys are all going to be upset. Wow, folks. Wow. I mean, wow. The IQ level of the truth community has descended into all-time madness. It's insane. Here's how Lucky knows. Okay? Lucky knows the truth, you guys. Here you go. How about I lay it out for you on a silver platter? Why is this Antarctica propaganda shit show so important? Climate change, folks. Climate change is essential to get to Agenda 2030 and beyond, especially Agenda 2030. These people plan on owning all the lakes, the rivers. They want to own our woods. They want to keep us from it. And I can only imagine what they have planned under the names of climate change. Of course, the normies, people that still think there's curvature here on Earth and think that Will Duffy's just a good guy, wants to know the truth, okay? These people don't understand the shit that's about to come down the pike here. Climate change is going to be the biggest propaganda of the last century, maybe the last couple centuries. This will allow them to gain control of everything, and it's going to be an absolute shit show, okay? So, Lucky knows that they're not bringing in Neil deGrasse Tyson, William Shatner, and Elon Musk, three of the biggest dirtbag propaganda agents, deceivers of humanity that we have witnessed in the last 10, 20 years. These people are just absolutely destroying humanity. We know we're going to see humanity fall. We're going to see society fall. These guys are paving the way through the use of agenda-based propaganda, counting on people's egos to make sure they never go, fuck, the dude ain't wearing no clothes. These fucking flat earthers were right. That guy's fucking naked. They want to make sure they keep the populace from saying that. This is a propaganda shit show. If it's a con, folks, if Will Duffy's a con man and a grifter, this is a propaganda shit show. You can take it to the fucking bank. The results should be clear for anyone to see. There's going to be a big old blockbuster fucking film mocking the flat earth. I mean, give me a break. Here's the thing. There has been a few people that speculated, well, maybe they're actually just going to let the truth be shown. Maybe they're ready to let the world know the earth is flat. They can't, folks, because climate change propaganda won't work. You guys don't get it. You don't get it. Climate change propaganda will not work on people that know the earth is flat. If humanity was told in December, well, look at these flat earthers were right. The earth is clearly flat. Look at what the sun's doing. We know we live on a flat earth. Well, they would immediately have to stop chemtrailing and creating the false weather patterns, and climate change would fall apart. Nobody would believe these folks anymore. So you need to understand, flat earth community, this is so much bigger than taking a couple of globebusters guys, taking the Netflix crew down to Antarctica and coming back, and they have some shit to say. It's not going to matter what they say.
Right.
I mean, Jesus, how many times you guys got to learn the same lesson? Come on, man. Okay, so Lucky's just...
And this is what I've been saying, man. I mean, it's like all of a sudden, here it is in 2024, all of a sudden it's all, this is it. This is the deciding time. And we've had, established bases there since like, 1909? I'm sure that if this was really a thing, that there would be a wealth of proof. You know what I'm saying? Besides this. But there again, it's curvature, right? We're looking for curvature. This is what we're looking for. I don't give a shit what the things in the sky do or anything else. Look, it's like I've said before, you can go to a planetarium, right? And it looks exactly like the outside, right? You can actually set it up so that it's the same geographic location as to where you're at the moment, and actually move it in real time, 15 degrees per hour. You can actually move it in real time. And you're hard pressed to see any difference between that and the outside, But if you're looking at the sky, right? Sitting on a flat floor in a chair, looking at shit, is that never crossed any of these people's minds? Yeah, it's a scale model. Exactly, Lucky. Exactly.
And I tell you, if you want to debate, you come on my program. I have a debate show on YouTube. You can come
Oh,
on
you
and you
do?
can present your side of the case, and you have to present proof. That's
Of
the whole
what?
point. Proof, physical proof,
Of what?
not pictures
Of,
from space. That don't work. Those aren't pictures.
oh, yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah,
gonna show me
that's
the next one from the last Polaris one, dude? I keep up on this shit, dude. You gonna show me the blue marble? That's not a photo. It was fake.
no, I
It's
know,
been
I know
proven.
it don't matter anyways because I've seen photographs of Alderaan. You know, in fact, I saw the Death Star destroy Alderaan. You know, does that make it real? No, it didn't. You know, none of that was real. And how come those? You know, if I was old Darth Vader or the Emperor or something, you know, I would set aside a little bit of budget to, I don't know, maybe buy a range for the stormtroopers so they can actually practice hitting some fucking shit. You know, they're always missing. How do you miss with a laser gun? What the hell? Oh, look, they're going to give me a circle of despair.
Telling you guys straight that the reason why it's highly suspicious that Will Duffy hasn't replied. The most important thing I'd like to get out of this video series and inviting Will, I keep asking people to share this. You should share this video this morning, folks, please. I would have to say if this video doesn't worm its way around the flat earth community or the truth community, I would have to say it's pretty obvious why. Is it not, folks? I mean, do you guys get what Lucky's doing here?
Mhm.
I'm blowing all this shit wide fucking open, y'all. I'm sorry, man. The whole fucking shit is a bunch of fucking horse shit. Lucky's had enough. I'm going to shoot you straight like I always do. So my invitation to Will Duffy is not going to go away, okay? We can plan it around his calendar. He's going to come up here. We're going to do some preliminary testing so that he has some knowledge about what he's getting involved with. And, you know, we all know if he's a real good guy and cares about the truth, he doesn't want to give misinformation to the human populace to deceive them into falling for the climate change propaganda, does he? No, he's just a regular human being. One guy told me the Globers are getting really upset, folks, about me inviting Will Duffy up here to find some real truth for the real folk with no propaganda agents involved whatsoever. Just Will Duffy and Lucky Haskins together drinking beer. Right. You know, y'all know you. Anyway, I don't want to drag this out too long, folks. Where's Will Duffy? Come on, Will, give me a call. We got to get up here and do this. I mean, it's getting pretty suspicious. And man, are the Globers squirming. Why are the Globers squirming? The Emperor wears no clothes. I got one guy on there says he's a master mariner, and he's trying to explain me about triangle slices is how he navigates around the globe. And I asked him a simple question: what would be the difference if Polaris in the north, if Polaris is over the North Pole and you're going in a circle? What would be the difference? And I anxiously await his questions. But obviously, we know lots of mariners are coming forward and saying, of course, it's flat. The way I travel, the way I sail, the way we navigate would never work on a globe. Of course, your boat wouldn't work on a globe. Give me a fucking break. There'd be no water to put it in. And everybody knows this. It's the Emperor wears no clothes. That's how it works, folks, period. So anyway, send this video to Will Duffy. Ask him why he hasn't reached out and responded to me. That's extremely suspicious. The Globers are freaking out. I don't know. I just want to let everybody know that I got to work all day, but when I get back, I'll check and see if I've heard from Will yet, and maybe I'll give you guys an update later. I'm sure I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, no matter what you guys say. But anyway, ask yourself, who can I help today? Will Duffy, ask yourself, who can I help today? How about all of humanity? Let's do that. It's a great idea. And by the way, Will Duffy, if you come here to Lake Superior and you figure out if it's a globe, you could take your 80 grand and donate it to St. Jude's Hospital, like I suggested, and save a lot of money and help a lot of more people. But I don't know. I'm sure I'm right about you, but I don't think anyone else has the faith in you that I do, brother. Ask yourself, who can I help today? Most importantly, stay true, y'all.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, guys?
Well, I'll take him up on his offer right now. I go out there to the lake and have a big time, man. And we make some observations. Why not?
Well, the thing is, I mean, only a fool would turn down that offer, once in a lifetime offer. A free trip. You get to stay in his kick-ass lodge in a kick-ass surrounding with kick-ass people. What the fuck? You'd have to be a fool to turn that down.
Screw Duffy, I want to go. You guys, screw Duffy. Duffy doesn't need to go. He ain't
hang
going
out with
nothing.
Lucky, dude. That'd be fun.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people saying that if he doesn't accept it, that just shows that that he is a grifter. He is a shill. He's afraid to confront. He's afraid to confront it. I think Lucky ought to put up a scoreboard. And you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
To show who's afraid to come up to Lake Superior, and that's only fair, because then the people can see, isn't that awfully suspicious that these people all profess the globe, but they don't want to, They don't want to have to confront their thing. See, that's what we have to get at. Sure. And shame them into it. That's what we do. It's going to get worse. Oh, no.
We shouldn't have to, though, right?
What? Well, I don't know. We got, and this is the thing. This whole world, this is the thing that kind of gets overwhelming on you at a time. To where I just throw my hands up and laugh about so much shit at people, you know, they really take it serious. And I find it comedic, you know, and I'm like, man, the only reason this is going on is because you're reacting the way you do, you see? And it appears to me that, you know, it's like Russian nesting dolls of psyops being run on you all day, every day, from different angles regarding different issues all day long. Oh, we got the deep states assassinating at Trump, and we got all this happening over here, and we got these people wanting to do this, and these people are trying to do that. We got immigrants eating fucking cats, and we got, you know, stop. And this is only going to get crazier. This is only going to get crazier. Think about this.
Wait, what? Immigrants eating cats? What is that? What?
You haven't heard about that?
Yes, but I'm trying to ignore it.
I mean, it's what a preposterous thing. I'm sure that there have been some instances of, you know, maybe people poaching ducks or some shit like that in the ponds. But I mean,
didn't it all start from that goose video?
Yeah, I mean, people just openly out there, you know, barbecuing cats and shit. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm like, it sounds to me like heavy duty propaganda, of course, you know, but it's the level of what they'll do to put that out there, and what's it there to foster? Oh, because of this other puppet. Well, this is why we have all these immigrants coming to eat your dogs and your cats, and they're going to eat your children, and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And, you know, wow, just a campaign of fear. And so who I have to wonder, I'm like, who I wonder is behind that whole propaganda story. Well, you already know who. Now they're saying today Trump got shot at again. Did you guys hear about that?
Bean chick. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they said he was shot at while he was on the golf
Did they get his
course.
other ear?
No. They got him off the, what do they call it? The course, the links, I guess. And
I apologize for making fun of it, but you have to.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, I don't think it's any more real than the other one, you know. Where was that? I had that on where was I doing that from? Right here. There we go. Let me see. Yeah, this was okay. So Alex Jones had a thing today about it. Let me see. Oh my God. You know, these people, they don't know. Oh, what happened? Who'd I lose?
I guess Roger and Matt both left. I don't know.
Wow. I didn't kick you. I know that.
I don't know.
Well,
I know why Roger drops in and out, because he's busy.
Listen there, Lucky says that the musicians are moving out of Nashville because they can't afford to live there, even in their van. That sucks, man. Well,
yeah, it does.
You know why this is happening, right? Does people understand why this is happening? Why we're having this hyperinflation?
I think I do. It's to try to take the damn economy down, but
well, part of it is, you know, when you sign a stimulus bill of $6.2 trillion, okay, so people could get $300.
Oh wow,
$6 trillion. Where the fuck do you think that money comes from? Secondly, by sitting on your laurels and not paying attention to your monetary system, the BRICS nations now with their gold-backed currency, put the nail in the coffin for the US dollar, because there's our oil producing countries. Now the OPEC people, all the people that were holding Federal Reserve notes are going to now cash them in for rubles or Brazilian gold-backed currency. This is why we're seeing this hyperinflation. See, it didn't have anything to do with who's in there right now. This shit is happening because of what's already occurred. You see? And I don't hear any candidate talking about getting rid of the Federal Reserve or auditing them or shit canning the whole fucking federal. Their charter was already up in 2013. They're 11 years past their charter date. How does that occur? They was only supposed to be in existence for 100 years. 1913 or even 1914 or 110 years, you know? Christ. People don't listen. Anyway, Trump got shot at.
America is now in a state of war, not just with Russia, after Biden authorized NATO to start using U.S.-made heavy missiles to start bombing Russia next week. No, they just tried to kill Trump again. They had their cover story that it was gang crossfire, but Trump wasn't killed. But the media all put it out the second the news broke, even though the Secret Service and others were saying, no, the guy was shooting at Trump. They had to tackle him and return fire, and thank God he didn't kill him. That's twice this has happened. God's hand is on President Trump.
God's hand is on President Trump.
Hey, boys and girls.
What's that,
I'm
biscuit,
sorry.
baby?
I'm sorry. I do not have any respect for that guy.
Who, Alex Jones or Trump?
Either one, but yeah, mostly Alex Jones. He's pretty. I mean, I get it, but
that's a good screenshot right there. That's a good.
Dude cracks me up. Bro.
That's a great screenshot right there. I am Scrotor.
Scrotor. He says some crazy stuff there.
I am Scrotor the Barbarian.
Top Democrats have said they're not going to accept the Trump win. They're going to have civil war conditions. We are at war with the deep state. They're at war with us. They've dissolved our borders. They're destroying our dollar. We're under globalist attack. They're allied with the communist Chinese and others. And Trump has to take this very seriously. I told him they'll try to kill him on his golf course or blow up his plane. Trump has to address America and has to understand that if he doesn't come out and point out the deep states behind this, clearly in Butler and now, it's overwhelmingly clear, just from the media having their pre-scripted information both times in Pennsylvania and now in Florida, that's the tell right there. They're going to keep trying over and over again until they succeed. We've got to get even more hardcore and admit where we are. All right, CNN, others have now confirmed what the Secret Service said. The guy tried to kill Trump. He ran. He's in custody. They returned fire. I'm going to break it all down now. Yeah. And Real Alex Jones, we're uploading this right now. I'm going live right now. Real Alex Jones on X. We had 30 million viewers to Friday's show. We need 100 million now. The deep state's in trouble. The global awakening's here. God bless, and I'll see you at Real Alex Jones on X right now. Share the link.
There it is.
Does anyone else notice once he had his lawsuit, he's just
America
totally on the other end? He's just he just kind of like spewing for the other end now. Is it just me, or does anybody else notice? Like Alex Jones is just at one point he really was. I mean, he was out there kind of spewing some truth, right?
Well, he was he wasn't partisan. He wasn't so partisan as he is.
Yeah.
You know? Now he's like a puppet for the right, you know?
It's unbelievable.
It's crazy. So you got 53 more days, I guess, until this shit show's over. And then that's just the beginning.
Yeah. And then it gets real.
So they caught a guy. It said, of course, 3 names: Ryan Wesley Routh, 58-year-old suspect. He was found near Trump's Florida golf course with 2 backpacks and an AK-47. No, I'm sorry. AK-47 is not a bad rifle, but if you're going to be doing any kind of distance shooting, I would probably not choose that.
I haven't looked into this too much. Have they tried to put out any kind of video or anything? Because I highly doubt they're even trying to this time.
Yeah, I haven't seen any video or anything else so far. It's just a story. They've got this character he was in a 2022 interview with Newsweek Romania, where he spoke. What's it say here? Candidly about his pro-Ukraine views and his efforts to recruit foreign fighters for the Ukraine. So I'm not going to show the whole video, but if y'all want to see what this character looks like, I can bring him up.
I had to laugh. I was out and about, and I'm out at some restaurant or something, and there's football up, up on, it's like halftime, some halftime show. And they're like, we're sorry to interrupt this, but Trump has been another attempt of his assassination has gone on. And I was like, here we go again.
That's twice that he's almost died for our sins.
Yeah, but you got to imagine it's Sunday football and all these right wing, whatever you want to call them, just and here you go in the middle of like everyone's drunk as hell. Watching football, I can imagine. And then we got another assassination so we can start it during the football season. Oh my God.
Doesn't this even strike you as strange to begin with? Is like, why did this guy have doing an interview for Newsweek Romania? I didn't even know. And why would Romanian Newsweek be in English?
Isn't his wife Romanian?
I don't know, man. I don't know much about the guy. But I'm just wondering if this is Newsweek Romania. Let's just hear it for a second. Let me see.
I think Trump's wife is Romanian.
You are, and why are you here?
56 from the U.S. From North Carolina originally. So live in Hawaii now. So flew all the way from Hawaii here. So the question as far as why I'm here, to me, a lot of the other conflicts are gray, but this conflict is definitely black and white. This is about good versus evil. This is a storybook, any movie we've ever watched. This is definitely evil against good. I mean, we're battling a situation here where, the Ukrainians and the rest of the world are caring and kind and generous.
Okay, so he did a propaganda puff piece. And did you say, you said his wife was Romanian?
I'm looking it up now. It's Slovenia. They rhyme.
Well, I think it's kind of suspect right off the bat that this guy was featured in some kind of a propaganda piece for Newsweek Romania. That just screams like CIA op, or agent of some kind.
It screams mail order bride to me.
It's just
it's
bullshit.
Slovenian American, former fashion model. Melania Trump.
Did you guys see the SpaceX cruise spacewalk?
Fake X, boy. Let's look at it again.
Emerging. There's one watching from the nose cone.
Wait, let me fix this. There.
Up, down, left, and right are free. Pitch and roll are 3. Yaw is a 2. Switching. Single-handed operations are fine. Static and with dynamic disturbance.
Switching now emerging.
There it is. And because it looks so fake, that's how you know that it's real. Right?
Absolutely.
Facts.
Oh, yeah. And what's up with Matthew McConaughey? Did you see this guy's really freaky looking here recently?
Yeah, it looks like he's been on like meth or something. I don't know. He's like all methed out. I saw this too.
Man, he looks like he's fucked up.
Breaking Bad. Walter White over here.
Looks like he ran his Lincoln into a fucking telephone pole or something, right?
Yeah, pulled his face. I don't know. Kind of looks like RoboCop. Maybe he could do the next RoboCop.
Somebody wrote him and put him away wet.
He's morphing back into a lizard.
Yeah, that's the whole idea, right?
So here was something pretty funny too. It said showed this was from the 12th. This is a couple days ago. So Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, they were met with silence when they enter a room full of firefighters. And then Donald Trump walked in behind them and was met with a standing ovation. I mean, I got to say, you know, like read the room. If you're driving down the road and there's people, you know, instead of cheering you on, they got signs that say, you know, fuck Joe Biden, and they're flipping you off and shit, you know, mooning your car. I mean, read the room, right? Read the room. I thought this was funny though. But there again, they're just putting this at you. And nobody give a fuck. Nobody gives a shit. Look.
There
he is.
This looks like a car auction I went to recently.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. It looks
Is
like
that
one
where
of
it
those,
is? They're like,
one of those rental places.
$1,000, $1,000. Here he is. He's like,
Oh, Mr. Trump.
sold.
Sold. And once a magnificent opportunity. Who wants to buy a magnificent opportunity to hold my magnificent, wonderful balls? They're the best balls in the world. Any one of you can bid on an opportunity to hold my balls.
My balls are always bouncing to the left and to the right.
They'd be fucking trying to outbid each other. I can't believe the cult of personality this guy has around him, you know. And I gotta say, when I was watching him, you know, I didn't watch the whole show. I'd only catch pieces of it, like if I went over to somebody's house or whatever, and where he was fired people all the time and shit. And I was like, God damn, that guy's an asshole, man. He wouldn't have to fire me. I'd quit. I'd be like,
I exploit you, you exploit me.
I'm waiting for them to announce they're going to Polaris.
So you guys want to see something really
430 trillion miles or whatever it is. I mean, 430 light years away. No, wait, it's 323 light years.
You guys get the symbolism of Red Bull?
Man, all right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just think this is really
I just
cool.
made it.
This is a badass stunt, man. Watch this. This is cool.
They had to poke Prada in there, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that real or does that look?
No, look how fake the background is. It's all CGI, and even the stop sign.
Watch when he lands. Watch when he lands.
I think he hits his nuts.
Yeah, it doesn't look right when he lands. It doesn't look right. It's like he's not.
It's the layering. It's the layering.
Yeah.
The background's definitely fake.
It would be moving too, so it doesn't make any sense. Of course, it's fake.
Well, he might have actually done the stunts, but I'm saying they used the background.
Watch the tires as they're coming along that little platform.
Yeah, they don't even flatten it at all. They don't.
You see how they like want to
Do they claim it's real?
Yeah,
they really do.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, maybe they're
they actually claim that's real. No, they don't.
Yeah, see, that's fake as shit.
Something's not right with those wheels. You're right.
Yeah, do they actually claim that's real? Really?
Yeah.
No.
It says David Godziak, 2024 Slope Fest world champion, riding his bike on a moving train.
Seriously, oh my gosh! If anybody, wow.
Y'all want to see that? That was put out by Robot Polisher. Let me put the link.
There's only one.
What, robot polisher? Yeah, not everybody can be one either.
Yeah, he's got some good videos, man. That's good
up?
stuff.
All right, so I like this. The guy put it out and he said it's a childlike mind that can entertain this as real. And I have to agree. This, watch this stupid shit. Oh, shut the fuck up.
Shit is so big.
I like how the birds almost run into it on the way by. It's like, right.
They just love their penises and balls all the time.
They're flaming penises.
Oh my gosh. Wow. He's a big fan.
Let me tell you a secret, guys. Anybody who believes that's real is an idiot.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, man. Look at that. Look at that.
And I'll say that to your face too.
All right. So what caused that to stop going in that direction? Now watch this shit.
You need an equal force, my friend.
What stopped it from going?
Why did it
stop at an angle? It didn't keep going that direction. It just stopped.
And what's with that little fireball that comes out too? That doesn't even look right.
Yeah, the big CGI smoke. It's terrible.
Have you seen Have you seen the view that's like from downwards, looking down on the pins?
You can tell this is a reverse of the takeoff or something, because why do those birds take off when it lands? They always take off when they blast off. The birds take off. They get scared.
Exactly.
They already had the photo and they layered it because they already had a photo of the birds, and then it was just backing up into the birds itself.
Yep.
So they did it, and then they added the.
I bet you could pick it apart.
It's all layered. It's terrible.
Like I know they're not even trying anymore.
No.
This is what's so bad. Here's the real one.
The Emperor has no birds. That's the one I posted on my Facebook. That one was great. Nobody even said anything. I said, congratulations, SpaceX. You did this for humanity. Thank you so much for doing all of this for humanity.
I know, man. People are
great.
like, oh, look at they're up there in space. They're really doing this shit.
Get out the record books.
It is nuts. Yeah, here's the let's see. Grown adults believe this is real. Civilians in outer space doing spacewalks while traveling at a speed of 17,000 miles an hour. Let me put this back.
Look, we move around so fancy and free.
Dragon SpaceX 4 high.
The Earth is egg-shaped, apparently.
Well, kind of, yeah.
What? Look at that. Look at that.
Apogee.
Next time they're going to put the pair up for sure. You know,
they better, man. I've been waiting for that.
Now it's going to be a pair next time. They're just going to allow it to go. It's so bad.
Dragon, you
maybe Earth is just a big balloon.
Kilometers, and you're farther from Earth than any other person since the last Apollo mission over 50 years ago.
Looks like a big nipple. We just put like a, you know what I mean?
Look, now the shape's different.
The color of it. It's like a nipple.
We all look forward to our friends at the Artemis program to take us to even greater heights.
Wow.
Wow.
Well said, Dragon.
They had to make
Dragon
sure
Ball
to include that. And that's all they have to show people is that.
That was a spacewalk? Nice. I'm going to try that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, they've got about 2 hours of it, but it's and the clapping and everything else. It's all you got to do is zip through it. It's hilarious. It's so dumb. 15 seconds debunked, done.
Oh my God. Yeah. Listen, I am so done arguing with these people over the validity of that. I'm like, okay, you have a very, very childish.
Come on, Sovereign. You know you want to get FTFE up here and you want to argue over it. Come on. Man.
Oh yeah.
Listen, show you gravity.
That dude, listen, that dude is just an unhinged, unstable individual. And I don't even want to entertain his dumb ass.
Who are we talking about?
Craig. Fight the fat ass.
Oh, but Craig, he has such a great laugh though. You have to love
Copy,
it.
you're test matrix 1, watching from the nose cone.
Look at that. Why is his arm like that?
Because he's retarded.
Up, down, left, and right are
I
three.
can't move my arm. Something's wrong.
Okay, now try not to bite your ear. Okay.
Pitch and roller 3, yaw is a 2.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and fake it. Okay, now fake it till you make it. Slap your shoulder and bite your ear at the same time. Okay, now everyone's gonna believe that we're in space.
No, all you need to do is just add that video. Walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah.
And it all makes sense.
Yeah, you can make a make a meme out of that one. That would be good.
Nice. There you go, Jamie.
There you go. Give
So
me ideas.
I got another thing here I found about it's Jesuits erasing the flat Earth. I want to see if I can.
They erased it? No way.
Yeah. Well, they tried anyway. Trying to see if that's on because he's just got that third part. I don't know if there's two parts before it. I want to look here real quick. I should have looked earlier, but I forgot because I have short-term memory loss. What in the fuck? Oh,
blame that on
the what?
The Cali weed man.
The Cali weed, yeah.
Yeah, you ever heard that?
Anyways, y'all, if you've never seen heliosorcery, I highly suggest you go look at it. Absolutely, but this is kind of interesting. Let me play for a little bit. Let me down smoke a little bit and let the people yak in the chat. We got new people who joined us too. We got let's see, Dojo's here. Got Wendy B showed up. Joyce B, maybe related to Wendy B. I don't know. Same last name. Dr. Bass is showing up. You're late. Chicago Cubby Bears here. Let's see who else. Dreamy Lynn. Good to see you, dear. The Void. That's cool. Daryl Davis. What's up, brother? Joel from No Longer on the Ball is here. I'm gonna have to go back and check out your live. I was in the middle of a movie when I noticed it came on, but TV was being utilized. The cognitive dizzy. Yeah, that's and when you can see that they're just scrambling to try to hold on to something stupid like that. Let me see if I missed anybody else. GT 1982 Mustang. What's happening? Iron 26. Yes, Dave can read. Jeff Gashead's here too. I can read Roman numerals. That's correct. Awesome. Jeff Hunt is here too, and Dylan Heron. Anyway, let's watch about how the Jesuits have kind of fucked you. Lucky touched on that briefly in one of those videos we watched about how they teach you a whole lot about nothing.
Titled Kepler's Relation to the Jesuits. Dr. Jörg Schuppner at the University of Leipzig noted that it is well known that the Order of the Jesuits was the most important and the most active Catholic order in the field of science during the 17th and 18th centuries. One field of particularly intensive successful study carried out by the Jesuits was astronomy. Many of their names are associated with the important discoveries in the history of astronomy, such as the discovery and mapping of moon craters. It is nearly impossible to list all the names of those who made serious contributions as astronomers or mathematicians. One aspect of the considerable role the Jesuits played in the history of astronomy was their support of Johannes Kepler. Some of them stood in extensive correspondence with Kepler. Now, it was obvious to protesters like Luther and Calvin that something fishy was going on in Rome, and the papacy needed plausible deniability while she rewrote our reality. That propaganda was presented by Italian astronomer and mathematician Galileo Galilei, and it's absolutely fascinating what user-edited Wikipedia says. In the entry for Galileo Galilei, under the subtitle Galileo, Kepler, and Theories of Tides, Cardinal Bellarmine had written in 1615 that the Copernican system could not be defended without, quote, a true physical demonstration that the sun does not circle the earth, but the earth circles the sun. Galileo considered his theory of the tides to provide that required proof of the motion of the earth. Now, there's no link on the name Cardinal Bellarmine, which is unusual for Wikipedia. Maybe that's because Cardinal Bellarmine was Robert Bellarmine of the Society of Jesus, one of the most powerful Jesuits of his time, who was canonized as saint in 1930 and named a doctor of the church. What's more, it is ludicrous to imagine that the Earth's supposed large mass doesn't pull the moon and crash into it.
You know, that's one of the things I always wonder too, is these saints that they have, like, right? So they'll have somebody's a saint for a long time, and then another pope comes in and they decide that this dude's not a saint anymore. And, you know, like for 300 years, there's been people praying to this dude. And, you know, what, somebody just walks up to him up there in heaven and says, hey, they said you're not a saint anymore. So all your prayers that you had they're all fucking null and void now. So here's your pink slip. You know.
So sorry, you're back down in Sheol. No.
Yeah. Where do you get that shit from, man? I don't get. Then that's an authority of the Pope and that bullshit, the Vatican. It's like,
so I've got a video from CNBC from 6 years ago from Trump talking about taking guns early without due process. You think that this might have something to deal with what's going on right now? Let's see if I can find it.
oh yeah. Oh, it's well known. We know this shit for real.
Have you watched this one before?
Where he said that? Yeah, I watched it when it happened.
Yeah.
I watched it when it happened. I was like, what the fuck did he just say?
It's just a minute and 22 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get done with this here and we'll get into that.
Sure. Yeah. No problem.
But yeah, I mean, what are you gonna? I mean, wow. The whole point of like what they've got going on with the CFR and the influence that goes on within these roundtable groups and their influence within our governmental structure is to take more and more of your shit. And one of the biggest goals that they've had for a long time is trying to disarm the Americans. Okay. And we've held pretty steadfast to it not doing. But they've got the society to a point now where they are cucked to the point where, I mean, think about this. When they were making everybody wear a fucking diaper on their face, did you saw a very small minority of people that said, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I got cops caught on me a couple of times. I got removed from shopping just at grocery stores. They were like, nope, we're not gonna. I was like, no, I'm not able to do it because I have a medical condition, so I can't do it.
If you stand up to a tyrannical government, those people will be the first ones thinking they're an American by ratting you out, you know, or some shit. See, they're like the Tories in our revolution. The Tories, those that were British loyalists, you know, and they were against the revolution. They would turn in their neighbors and shit, you know. They were a bunch of
I made them call the cops, and then I made the cops sing with me, or at least hear me sing.
They call them scabs.
American, where at least I know I'm free.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm thinking about. I would be like, all right, guys, you're gonna sing with me right before I leave, at least.
That's all in a state of mind. That's all within a state of mind.
That's right.
And it has no bearing on your geographic location.
Yeah,
that's real. People have to understand that first and foremost.
I told those cops, I said, just remember this when 4th of July comes up next year. When you're singing this, you think of me, okay?
Yeah, they did.
Where at least I know I'm free.
23 years later, and everybody forgot.
Yeah.
You know, so we got a collective memory of a fucking goldfish and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. Let me let this play out for a second. I'll be right
And
back.
instead, the magical force of gravity holds
Gravity.
it stationary. Even more ridiculous is the idea that the moon affects tides by pulling on the water. Again, The magical, mystical force of gravity is blamed. South African author Thomas Winship wrote in 1899 his book Zetetic Cosmogony. If the moon lifted up the water, it is evident that near the land the water would be drawn away and low instead of high tide caused. Again, the velocity and path of the moon are uniform, and it follows that if she exerted any influence on the earth, that influence could only be a uniform influence. But the tides are not uniform. And Winship uses examples from South Africa. At Port Natal, the rise and fall is about 6 feet, while at Beira, about 600 miles up the coast, the rise and fall is 26 feet. This effectually settles the matter that the moon has no influence on the tides. But Protestant reformers were on to Rome. She knew she needed a smokescreen, and she provided it. Suddenly, history was rewritten, and rather than pushing with her own agents, like Copernicus, Kepler, Galileo, and others, to rewrite our cosmology, suddenly the papacy was a defender of the flat earth. Well, just look what they did to poor Galileo. Let's do. Supposedly, Galileo was tried for heresy at the hands of that evil flat earther, Jesuit Robert Bellarmine.
He was a goddamn son of a bitch, that guy. I'll tell you what. No shit. And that was a show trial. Okay. And it was another psyop in this globe belief shit. It really was.
He bravely stood by his guns and humiliated the church with a heliocentric spinning ball earth. What happened to Galileo Galilei? Well, for the last few years of his life, he was put under house arrest. Have you read anything about the Inquisition? Do you know what the Inquisition did to people when it truly considered them an enemy? Things like rotating their arms backwards until they were pulled out of their sockets.
Putting a cage on their face with a rat inside of it so the rat would try to chew itself out of the fucking cage through your face and shit. And Iron Maidens, the rack, thumb screw, Algerian hook. Dude, they were fucking
burning. Yeah. They try to keep them alive as long as possible. And
yeah.
Possible too.
Prolong the agony as long as possible.
Yeah.
God. Evil.
Inventing special instruments that can be jammed into a person's body to rip open their bowels, putting them in a special sarcophagus filled with spikes that would jam into them to the bone. Did you ever hear of Edgar Allan Poe? Are you familiar with his short story, The Pit and the Pendulum?
Mm-hmm.
About a swinging, razor-sharp pendulum that lowered across a victim and would take hours to slowly saw that victim in half. Did you know it was based upon the Inquisition? A little-known secret is that the Jesuits now own astronomy.
Didn't they do a wasn't there a Vincent Price movie called The Pit and the Pendulum? Seems like there was.
May have been. I don't know.
Yeah, there was.
But they keep people up too, and then they'd allow them to sleep like 3 days later, and then keep them up for another 3 days, and then 4 days, and then allow them to die after about 5 days. Because once you hit about 5 days, after no sleep at all, you're gonna go insane and you're gonna die. So they'll try to extend it out and try to keep people up and do this kind of stuff to them and cut them and other things when they're starting to fall asleep. Shock them, different things. It was just insane. Well, they did it through the Bolsheviks as well. They did it. So
they were pretty brutal people too.
But the Bolsheviks are the same people. If you tie it back, I mean, they really were. So
when their missionaries went across the world, across our flat earth, the first thing they did was insinuate themselves in royal courts to become the official astronomer of that kingdom. China is a great example. One of the first Jesuits in China was Matteo Ricci. Ricci and his successors like Adam Schall and Ferdinand Verbiest were all the royal court astronomers and eventually fabricated the calendar for the Chinese emperor. Today, the Jesuits even have their own observatories, both in Italy and in America. They use their puppets in American government to steal Apache holy ground on Mount Graham in Arizona. Are they reaching out extraterrestrially or interdimensionally?
Yeah.
They appear to have answered our question with the latest piece of technology on Mount Graham, the Large Binocular Telescope Near-Infrared Utility with Camera and Integral Field Unit for Extragalactic Research, also known as Lucifer.
If you can pause it real quick, do you notice that it actually goes, the way it's looking is 90 degrees?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that? So what could be, I mean, like David Weiss kind of says, you know, extraterrestrial outside of our realm itself, outside of where we can see, maybe out to Antarctica, maybe they're going actually further out that way. Because look at it, it's 90 degrees. They're not facing up, it's actually facing towards you. They do look up too, but it's just interesting that, you know, they're looking toward the extra territories.
I don't know what they're fucking doing, but they're never up to any good. I know that.
That's for sure.
And it's not surprising given the success the Jesuits have had in rewriting our reality. Now, we're supposed to believe that Rome was against the spinning ball Earth heliocentric cosmic accident cosmology of our modern understanding. Yet at every step of the way, Jesuits or Jesuit agents were there to bolster our false reality, hiding whenever possible behind convenient Jews. And for more on that, see our special report, It's the Jews, from Johnny Cerrucci and Mignag. Needing to contrive an origin for our accidental existence that contradicts the Bible, Jesuit-trained Belgian priest Georges Lemaître is the father of the so-called Big Bang Theory, the idea that first there was nothing and then it exploded. He was a close co-worker of just such a Jewish puppet, Albert Einstein.
Now, see, that blew my mind when I first heard that. Yet the father of the Big Bang creation theory was a Jesuit priest. Of course, when I heard that, I didn't know what a Jesuit priest is. Now I do, and it makes all perfect sense.
Einstein bolstered the Jesuit cosmology with his convoluted theory of relativity. The problem was that observations of both scientists and laymen weren't matching what so-called astronomers were telling us. And so Einstein fabricated the theory of relativity to claim that your reality was relative to the time-space continuum. It is purposefully almost impossible to understand. You're just supposed to trust science and astronomy. The Jesuits then jumped on with dinosaurs and Charles Darwin to claim the Earth is billions of years old.
Billions.
And wherever Darwin's theory of evolution had holes, Jesuits stepped up to fill the gap. Jesuits like Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, the father of the New Age, after fabricating the ape-like pre-humans that we supposedly came from, even students of evolution became concerned that there was a, quote, missing link between primitive apes and modern humans.
Huh. They still haven't found it. They actually glued a bunch of monkey bones and shit together and tried to make it look like that. Oh, Nefarious is free on YouTube now. Awesome. Put a link or something, if you can, down in the chat. Nefarious is a great movie. If you've not seen it, wow, really good.
Yeah. When did that come out?
2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Oh yeah, really, really good. Really good.
A discovery was made in 1912 to bridge that gap. Having been found in Piltdown, East Sussex, England, it was named Piltdown Man. Unfortunately, it was also found to be a hoax. The skull of a small human with the altered mandible and teeth of an orangutan. Sometime later, paleontologist Stephen Jay Gould uncovered the father of that hoax, a Jesuit priest named Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. There are many such examples in archaeology and paleontology, and yet no one asks, why would so-called scientists be fabricating evidence? The goal was to discredit the Bible, and it has been resoundingly successful. Without the spinning ball Earth, Darwinian dinosaur cosmic accident, the Bible is a science textbook. With it, critics laugh and question the Bible, and instead look to human authorities to save their souls, such as the Vicar of Christ himself, who is for the first time in Roman Catholic history a Jesuit priest.
Which is an interesting ass relationship, because okay, so a Jesuit priest is beholden to the command of the Black Pope, okay, which is the head of the Jesuit order. And the head of the Jesuit order, or Black Pope, is beholden to the Pope. But now
what about
a Jesuit, a subordinate of the Black Pope, is now his boss, but is still a Jesuit because of his oath and has to follow the commands of the Black Pope while issuing the orders to the Black Pope. Do you see how weird that is?
That's right. Yeah, now you have the two together. Hey, one of the other things, right after I heard about the Trump thing, there was another commercial came on right afterwards. It was almost like, it almost blew my mind. So right after they announced this Trump thing, they said, we're going to interrupt this. And I'm sitting there, I'm getting food. And next commercial came up. I can't remember what it was for, but they said something about, they're talking about science. And they were like, no, I've never been involved with seances before. And I was like, what? They literally just said seances with science, and it was some commercial. So if you can look that one up, I mean, there's a commercial out there right now. I don't watch TV typically, but that was the very next commercial that they put up, science and seances, and they were kind of mixing them together. But anyways,
what's this thing that you're wanting to show here?
Yeah, so this is 6 years ago, again, with going back to Trump. And one other thing was during the Trump debate here recently, we had, should I say her name the way everybody's saying it? Kamala, whatever you say. She was up there and they were talking, and Trump was like, oh, she's trying to take your guns away, right? And Kamala says, well, I'm not trying to take your guns away. I'm a gun owner. Well, have you ever heard Trump actually say that he's a gun owner?
No. And either way, it doesn't matter. They're both just fucking liars. So
they're both on it. So all I'm trying to point out is the aspect of, I'm not on either side. You know this by now, I hope.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's the Hegelian dialectic. They're using one end to the other. Do you know what I mean? So now you have Trump here.
Go ahead, Mike. Well, in the category, you've spoken about it, Mr. President, gun violence restraining orders. They're called. California actually has a version of this. And I think in your meeting with governors earlier this week, individually and as a group, we spoke about states taking steps. But the focus is to literally give families and give local law enforcement additional tools if an individual is reported to be a potential danger to themselves or others. Allow due process, so no one's rights are trampled, but the ability to go to court, obtain an order, and then collect not only the firearms, but any weapons in the possession
Or
of that
might
individual.
take the firearms first and then go to court, because that's another system. Because a lot of times, by the time you go to court, it takes so long to go to court to get the due process procedures. I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida. He had a lot of firearms. They saw everything. To go to court would have taken a long time. So you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
Yeah, that's all
Hey
we
there.
need. So yeah, that's Yeah, I remember him saying that shit, and it's like by the amount of and let's not call it gun violence. It's just violence. Okay. Guns you can't really put a moniker like that. We don't call it knife violence or hammer violence or coffee cup violence or any other thing like that. But so that's like a little root sticker to put in your head. They keep running by you.
My trailer hitch on my truck has done more damage than my gun ever has. You know what I mean?
Sure.
just either backing up into something or someone just ramming their chin into it or something else. My God.
Yeah. Yeah. The spoon made me eat. Wendy B says the spoon made me eat. No shit. So, what happens is if they're trying to push through an agenda, and they are, what you do is people are equating the real world to what they're told on television. So normally they would just say they wouldn't even report on the story. Okay. They go through their normal little news cycle, whatever the thing is. So if they're wanting to push a gun agenda, then what they do is they report on every time there's any kind of a firearms incident or a gun incident in the United States, anywhere, right? And even by reclassifying the concept of a mass shooting being 3 people or 2 people or more, or 3, I think it's 2 people or more as a mass shooting now.
I think it's 3, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Then we have mass shootings in Chicago every night. So that's right. Yeah. So what they have to do is they have to, if they report on it more often, then you get the idea that, oh, it's happening more often. No, all that's happening is they're reporting on it more often. It's still the same amount that's going on or has been going on.
When it's hot outside, they just keep reporting how hot it is. It's the hottest it's ever been.
Right. Keep you rolling with it.
It is.
So this was an interesting thing regarding that, and this is John Stossel. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but this is a little thing he did on guns, and I thought this was pretty good.
Do you carry a gun? Bad idea, says Hollywood. Countless TV shows portray good guys who try to stop crimes with their own guns as fools.
Citizen's arrest. Drop your gun.
The wise police officer sums it up.
Leave it to a good guy with a gun to really screw things up.
See, and they do. And I've seen this too. There was a movie I saw here recently where this guy didn't use any guns at all. When he came up against a bad guy, used his jujitsu. He didn't hesitate to use a knife. I noticed that. But he would disarm them, and then he would break their pistol down and unload them and toss the pieces, And I was like, okay, what they're doing is sending a message. Listen, nobody's going to do that to a $700, $900 automatic. No, you're going to put that fucking thing in your pocket. You're going to keep it. That's what you're going to do. So, yeah,
Well,
it's just...
Look at your typical bad guy in a movie. They usually talk and talk and talk and talk. And they're, just doing a whole dialogue before they even shoot. I'm going to kill you and I'm going to do this. And
they're telling you all about it.
And then that's exactly what he just did right there. So they're trying to make him out to be the bad guy, which is an idiot that's going to get shot and killed, right? But that's not the way it works, because if somebody's out shooting you, if you have a gun on you, you're obviously going to shoot. You're not going to talk. It's not going to be like, "Is this citizen arrest? We're going to shoot you." No.
This is the governor of New York who was just kind of placed in there when the other guy resigned, and this is Hochul. Now that's Nancy Pelosi's sister, if you didn't know. This woman right here.
Wait, have you heard that song about Nancy Pelosi and her boobs and all that?
No.
That's a good one. Yeah, that'll give you a kick. Samsung is the name of it. I'll let you play it. I'm not going to play it, but
yeah, I ain't worried about it.
You can watch that one outside. That's a funny video, though. Nancy.
Politicians agree.
A good guy with a gun will stop the bad guys with a gun. It doesn't hold up.
It doesn't, say experts, the media feature.
Good guy with a gun statistically isn't realistic. It's an adolescent rescue fantasy.
An adolescent rescue fantasy?
Expert.
I'm no gun person. I was raised among lefty gun haters. I assumed Hollywood and the media told the truth. But then, 17 years ago, I hired the best data analyzer I know. That very tall guy on the left, Maxim Lott, here talking to the nearly as tall John Lott, his father, a criminal justice researcher who wrote this book. More guns, less crime? I was skeptical, and some researchers questioned Lott's data, but I've come to believe Lott is making a good point. In places where bad guys fear a good guy might be armed, crime tends to fall. Often just showing a weapon is enough to stop an assault. Police don't track such events, but these days some are posted on the web. Here an employee grabs her gun and the robber runs away. And again here.
3 robbers caught on camera breaking into a home in Atlanta. The men scramble to escape as the woman chases them.
When a civilian tries to stop one of these instances, they're overwhelmingly successful.
So why do all these TV shows lecture us about how it doesn't work?
The gun control groups brag about working with the screenwriters and the producers for the shows.
This group even boasts about its partnership with Hollywood and how they're consulted on scripts.
There's major star power behind.
Now take a look at these, and they're the typical cast of characters.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Ruffalo, Amy Schumer, who's what? She's the niece. Isn't she the niece of Chuck Schumer?
Yeah, the closest police department to me is about 35 minutes away. So good luck. That's all I can say.
What was
police
it?
Last, my neighbor, you know what I mean?
Last year, there was somebody pulled a gun in a mall and started firing. And this guy, he was a new gun owner. He was concealed carry. And he pulled out his pistol, 9mm, and dropped that shooter from 40 fucking yards.
That was better than Trump, man. Jesus.
Yeah, right?
Damn,
Did you hear anything about that? Do you hear anything about that? Wow, that guy saved a lot of lives. You know? No, you ain't going to hear shit about it.
And an effort to rewrite the script on how guns are used in Hollywood.
They think they're making us safer because they believe FBI reports that say shooters being killed by citizens is rare. Why does the FBI say that?
They're simply missing a huge number of cases.
For example, well, the FBI includes the famous Pulse nightclub shooting.
At least 50 people are dead.
1 week afterwards, there was a similar attack at a nightclub in South Carolina.
There, a concealed carrier took down the shooter.
The thing is, it got virtually no news coverage.
49 people being killed is going to be a bigger story than 3 people being killed.
I understand, but the guy still had like 125 rounds of ammunition on him when he was stopped. You would have
125 rounds of ammunition on him when he was stopped, man. They don't even report that. You know, this, even though this guy did get a couple of people, this guy, whoever took him out, stopped it from being way, way worse. You know, how much time would it take to unload 125 rounds? Listen, if you're going to town, not long at all. I know that with my pistol caliber carbine, that XR I've got, it's 9mm. I got 33 round magazines for that thing. And man, you can plink through that in no time at all, shooting some steel. You're in there just bing, 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 bing. Oh, drop it, put another one in. Before you know it, you've gone through 3 magazines. There's 100 rounds right there.
Okay.
People don't think.
I think at least some of the news coverage would at least mention, here's another case that almost turned out to be the same, but it was stopped.
Also, remember the Parkland shooting?
At least 17 people are dead in Parkland, Florida.
Just a few months later, in Titusville, Florida, there was an elementary school that was having a big event at a park right next to the school. Had hundreds of students there, and a man came up, started firing his gun.
Police say the gunman was then shot by someone else who had a legally concealed weapon.
And was able to seriously wound the attacker and stop him before he was able to go and kill anybody.
The bystander saved a lot of people's lives, says the police. But I never heard about that. Local media covered it, but it hardly got attention beyond that. The FBI somehow also missed it. At crimeresearch.org, Lot lists cases where bystanders stopped shootings, cases that the FBI often ignores, like this one.
3 people are dead, several others injured.
Raul Mendez was at a party taking selfies with his pregnant wife, but then a guest at the party began firing at people.
Catches me in the right side of the head. Bullet entered right here, right by my ear, goes straight through my face and out my left eye.
Somehow, Mendez recovered.
I gained consciousness and I unloaded 4 rounds and finished them off.
He probably saved the lives of a dozen people, including his wife and daughters.
Prevented him from, killing those girls.
You always carry a concealed gun?
I always do.
Why?
It's just about being prepared.
The FBI records instances like this, but somehow they have no record of your case.
They're not recording the true numbers, guns actually saved.
It's one of many cases like that the FBI is missing.
It happened. Why wouldn't they include this?
There's a lot of political views that people let infect their data. I had interactions with the people in the FBI. I had people go and tell me, well, I'm a Democrat, as a response, as if somehow that's how we determine whether or not to fix the data.
The FBI who carry guns are anti-gun. It's just not believable.
I think
that's what I don't understand. You're against guns, but you're not against calling other men with guns.
Mm-hmm.
What? Especially nowadays when you know that the people you're going to call with guns are most likely very low IQ, reactionary.
This video I was going to show here, I don't know if you saw this from about 7 months ago. It shows officer shoots at a man that was after mistaking an acorn was falling on a gun.
Oh yeah, acorn. There's been a lot of these cop watchers. They go and been making fun of that. James Freeman makes fun of that all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, seriously, if these are the people you're gonna call, this is a video itself. This is like.
Are the gunshots beeped out? Are the gunshots beeped out?
I don't know. I just kind of found it real quick. It's NBC.
Yeah, they'll fucking nail me for gunshots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, I'll put it in there.
I think are more politically motivated than maybe your rank and file FBI agent. If they think that it would go against the narrative that they want to go and push, then they'll fight you.
We asked the FBI about those cases they missed. They responded, their data is not intended to explore all active shooter incidents, but rather to provide a baseline understanding. Seems like they admit their data's incomplete, but the media sure don't.
This kind of outcome is rare.
This is very rare.
No, self-defense is more common than they say, and it does stop lots of crimes.
That guy, you can see he just completely rethought his entire strategy at that moment. He's like, yeah, I made a mistake. I'm out of here. Bye.
If we could just get all guns to disappear. But the problem is that when you go and you ban guns, it's basically the most law-abiding good citizens who obey them. Every place in the world that's either banned all guns or all handguns has seen murder rates go up.
Why would that happen?
If you're primarily disarming their victims, you make it easier to commit the crimes.
But the so-called experts still say
there haven't been good guys with a gun who stop mass shootings. It's the kind of thing you learn from reading comic books.
I was prepared and it saved lives. There's no comic book story about that. Those are facts. That's what happened. I was there. I'm sure there's many more out there that'll go unheard.
And that happens a lot. What was that guy's name? Johnny Wheatcroft? Was that the guy's name? He went out and he stopped the guy, and then the cops showed up and killed him. I was like, what the fuck? See, and that's the thing. They always, what was that woman that they shot her in the face just recently?
It was like a month or so ago. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They just like went and popped her in the face. Yeah,
Yeah. She called them. She thought she heard people outside. And you could tell the cop was he was like irritated for having to even be on the call. But he's in there and he's all friendly and nice and everything. And the old woman, and she said something about, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And he just shot her in the fucking face. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, what the? Wow.
Do you carry a gun?
And it's like, these people are just unknown.
Yeah.
Completely unreal. Also, guys, I'll play a couple of songs here in a little while before I get off of here too. I've been doing some practicing recently, playing around. Did you see this guy, Butter? Check this out. Watch this little fella. He's really excited about this dancer.
Yeah,
Hey, he's into it, boy. He's really digging on the jams and shit. I thought that was funny as hell.
Now, guys, I was checking on GPT, and that was me, and I was looking at this girl, and I was checking GPT.
Oh, this is neat. I found somebody had posted this clip. I've talked about this on here before, and there's more to it too. Let me see what it opens up to real quick. Let me see. Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. I guess I can do this way. Let me bring this up. So, manifestation, power of prayer. We've talked about this on here before. And I had seen this years back, and then I couldn't find it anymore. And now here it's back. There was this woman, she had a tumor. And this is in Beijing, I believe. And they had these people that were trained in the Tibetan art of prayer. And they prayed the tumor away. And they were watching it like on ultrasound, and it disappeared.
The film shows a woman lying on in a hospital room. She's fully awake. She's fully conscious. She believes in the process that's about to happen. Before her, there is an ultrasound technician who is running an ultrasound line over her lower abdomen that we can see on a split screen television. And on the left-hand side of the screen, they do a snapshot, a freeze frame of an instant in time for reference, so we can see what her condition looked like in that instant in time. On the right-hand side of the screen, we are able to watch real time as 3 practitioners stand behind her, working with the energy in her body and with the feelings in their bodies. And what they do is they begin to chant a word that to them they've agreed upon, that reinforces the feeling within them that she's already healed. The chant essentially says already healed, already done. And as they begin to have this feeling and to say these words among themselves, on the computer screen, on the television screen, we can watch in real time this cancerous tumor as it disappears in less than 3 minutes real time. It's not like time lapse on a documentary where you see a rose unfold in 30 seconds in something that normally takes days. This literally happens in less than 3 minutes. Her body responded.
Did you see that shit? It was just like shrinking away to nothing.
Yeah, but I'm still not sold, because I know that in the last days there will be miraculous signs.
Oh, that's probably from 15 years ago or more.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
But the thing that I put in the same basket with that, it's like a firewalker. Why does a firewalker not get burned? Because he doesn't believe he can. He truly 100% believes. And that's powerful. I've seen some of these Tibetans, man, Somebody put a Bosch power drill up to the side of their head and it won't even penetrate their head, man. Some crazy shit. But it is, I think that, we're kept weak and under the, oh, you can never do that. That's just crazy. That's just hokum, this, that, and the other way. And it keeps us from exploring and realizing how powerful we actually are. I truly believe that.
The power of Wong.
Well, it's we manifest our own reality. We do. We manifest our own reality.
Yeah, true.
That's known. It is known. Did you ever see Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
That girl like that, they'd be telling Khaleesi some shit, and that girl would say, "How do you know?" "Oh, it is known." "Okay." "The Earth's a globe. How do you know?" "Oh, it is known." "Okay."
Love it.
Oh, what's this? A little thing I found here. Series questions about what really happened with evidence of cataclysms all over the world. That's another interesting thing too. We'll have to get into that one night. All these mud flood bullshit, I don't know. Do you think it was one big cataclysm, or do you think it was a series of cataclysms that's caused that?
I mean, it's undetermined. How can we tell time, right? History. So it's interesting. I don't want to put myself into one camp, right?
Well, here's the things I find rather interesting. Archaeological discoveries found where they shouldn't be found. Whole cities. How do you lose an entire fucking city? For instance, Luxor, for instance, right? Was buried under 40 feet of sand. What? How did that happen?
It was 40 million years, man.
What happened to the people? It's not like, is New York going to get covered up by sand? Did people stop sweeping or something? Or what the fuck is going on there? You find areas where they have whole pillars of buildings encased in dirt underground. It's like, what in the fuck? Why is that under there? Either somebody purposely buried this, or some kind of a cataclysm, or it sank into the earth, or
I mean, you kind of got to wonder, like, biblically, in my aspect, you kind of wonder if we are in that little time. If the cataclysms already happened, and then they were kind of brought out, and now we're just living in that little time when Satan's trying to bring everybody together so we can have this Armageddon.
Well, it brings me right back to this one right here. It brings me right back to this one, and this is what you got to always be on wary for right here.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's what I said. I don't want to put myself in a, like, you're putting me on this little pedestal, like, well, what do you believe?
No, I'm just asking, any theories, any ideas? I know that when I first went to the Grand Canyon, my first impression of it was, this didn't take millions of years.
No, for sure. I mean, it could be the flood, number one, and number two, it could also be, maybe that mud flood itself too.
I don't know.
We don't really know, because there's only, per our own declination of 1492, so on and so forth, there's 600 years or less than 500 years.
Yeah, they've been, well, it just showed that the Jesuits have been controlling all of our scientific and all that shit has been under the control of the Jesuits now ever since they declared their oath.
Since 1517, at least, right? Since Martin Luther nailed the thesis on the Wittenberg Church itself in 1517, and that started the wars from supposedly 1517 to 1594 or whatever it was. So
you don't want to go after
there's history there, but we don't know necessarily if the history that are in the books are right or not. So, who's in LOTB? How you doing?
No longer on the ball. That's Joel. What's
Oh,
happening?
okay, I got you. Okay,
Hey
I
there.
know it. Hey there, how you doing?
Great, how are you guys?
Good.
Hey, I just thought I'd bust in here and ask you if I could show you something present something and ask you a question here.
Sure.
Okay, we're talking about Will Duffy.
Yeah.
he turn-
Oh, will he take up a once in a lifetime offer of a free trip to Lake Superior?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Lucky's trip.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to show you something. This is kind of bugging me. So yeah, I had a stream today and
We should all start doing that. All of us. Just offer them a free trip to wherever, right? Like, hey, Duffy, why don't you want to go out to here? And we'll just all start putting it. And we're gonna start making numbers on like our own fake now. Oh, look, so and so offered this, and so offered this, and we're just gonna make videos about it. And he wouldn't accept it, and he wouldn't accept it, and he wouldn't accept it, and we'll just make our own tally. What do you think of that?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this
Well,
set
only
up
a
here.
fool or a shill would turn that down. I mean, I can't see any other reason why somebody
No
would
other
turn down a free trip.
Yep.
You know?
Free trip, man.
Just don't make no sense. So what'd you have, Joe? Where's it at? What do
Okay.
you got?
Yeah.
Trying to find it?
Yeah, I
Come
got
on,
it.
man.
I was moving it over to Chrome off of Firefox here because I'm on Chrome, so now I had to move all my tabs over. Okay, so present screen.
Just a couple Valley Parks? Just a couple of opinions? That's all? Just two? I know different than that. Won't Duffy. All right. Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is good old dateandtime.com.
Mm-hmm.
This is Antarctica, McMurdo Station. Okay, so this is the 2024 sun graph for McMurdo. And along the bottom here, you can see there's a kind of like here's the nighttime, and in this light blue is the daylight, right? And of course, you can drag across the slider, and you see down here is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, October, November, December. So let's move our slider to December, and you click there. You can see daylight, 12 to 12, 24 hour.
Daylight.
Okay, and you move it over here to July, when it's our summertime kind of a thing. You can see that our daylight actually has 0 hours. We end up with a couple hours of nautical twilight. So here you go. So 24 hours of light in December for McMurdo. So now we go over to here to sun. Here, let me share a different screen here.
So that's daylight, not sun.
Yeah. So let me share this other one. This one is suncalc.com. And all right, so we're up here in Greenland in July, right? So you can see here's the sun's, this yellow circle here is the sun's path, and it goes around. And if I change my seasons, you'll see that the sun starts to go to the south, and you don't get to see much sunlight. Now you only get to see like a short amount of time. Over here you can see 7 hours of light. Let's crank it down to December here. You end up with 0 hours of daylight, up here in Greenland. But in July, you get your 24 hours of daylight, and here's the sun's path going in a circle. So we go down here.
Why don't they have that? Can they now pull that same thing up down on the South Pole?
Yep. So we're going down here. All right, let's just pick a station. It won't let me go below this particular line here, but we'll go ahead and we'll bring this around. And Boom. Now we're in December. We've got a sun going in a full circle around us, and I can go all the way across Antarctica, and it's a full circle.
But see, that's that's an assumption of the sun, whereas it's it only showed before, it said it was daylight. Daylight and seeing the sun 24 hours is not the same.
Right. So here's the position of the sun. See, so let's see, where's the hours? Okay, hours. Here we go.
So they should be able to look in that direction right there and be able to see the sun, is what that little thing is saying.
Right. I don't know how to work this. I'm not sure how to work the hours in here. It's freaking out. So let's try 12 o'clock. Take time. Is that what I do? No, it freaks it out. So it's being stupid. But I was hoping to see, but of course, here's the position of the sun right away.
What projection is that too? Is that a Mercator?
Well, it doesn't
that's a Mercator's projection. Yeah, that's a Mercator projection. I don't like the Mercator projection at all. It's I think, but they're always using that for shit like this, and it's like one of the most inaccurate maps that there is.
Yeah, it's all freaked out. It's undefined and stuff. Let me hit F5 here. Refresh.
That's one of the tricks they use is chopping back and forth using Mercator maps and using AE maps, and then totally switching up the game. And that, of course, was given an assumptive position of where the sun is at, because I don't think, unless we actually see the sun 24 hours and come up around and behind it. And there again, wow, that'll be really something for the sun. For the sun.
Sun's over here. Now let's change it a couple hours in. All right, so now it's starting to work. Take time. See, it's going around. Let's go a little further. Boom. A little further. Look at that. Now let's bring it back around to here. Boom. So there you go. They're saying the sun will literally go around your head in this anywhere along this shelf.
I know one thing, regardless of whatever they see or don't see, it's not going to suddenly add convexity to the earth.
Right. I just thought that was interesting, and just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Well, I got this thing here real quick. What is this thing you got, Butter Biscuits? What is that?
This is the 7 seconds of sniper in place at Trump National Golf Course as Donald Trump.
Oh, all right.
Address the media within an hour, man. You haven't seen this?
No, hang on a second. Let me. I want to go over this real quick though too.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm seeing a lot of crazy shit regarding this.
Oh, I got you. Yep. Oh yeah, 2 sons there.
My dog's acting up. Hang on a second. I don't think he wants to go, honey. All right. Anyway.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Sniper place, man.
Why don't you make it big? Yeah. Fabio, if you don't quit running into my green screen, I'm going to lock you up somewhere.
No, it's just showing how fake this crap can be. This is just like it's like your SpaceX stuff, and people believe it. Oh, look, they've got, look at this, 23,000 views of this stuff, and the people are expecting them to make like some kind of address to the media and all this. It's just crazy.
That's hilarious.
That's it.
They should make a whole simulation of that alleged getting shot in the
Well,
ear.
I mean, they're saying shots were fired by all this stuff. It's just crazy. I just want to make fun of it. I'm sorry. That's just me. I'm wanting to make fun of the most recent news out here. That's it.
I make fun of that shit all day long, and it's basically because it's all just a big propaganda game. I mean, the fact that if you were really against this woman and you thought she was evil and all this other shit, you sure as fuck would not come out on stage and shake her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You're not going to do that. All right? And playing this little tit for tat fucking bullshit with each other, that enough. Okay? We heard it all before. Lock her up. Oh, well, we don't care about that anymore. Bill Clinton and Hillary are wonderful people. They're good friends of mine. You know, hey, fuck you, dude. You know, and people are falling right into it again, thinking this guy is wonderful and shit. And it's like so obvious what you're going to put him up against the most retarded fucking person they can find, right? And the one of two things is going to happen. Either way, his shit's going to hit the fan, right? Because if Kamala gets in, they're going to yell, oh, they cheated, and then all the fucking right-wingers will be upset, but they won't really do anything. They'll just say shit on Facebook. You know, that's it. And then if Trump gets in, then the left will start losing their fucking minds, you know, because they got these people played out to the hilt, you know? And so it doesn't matter whichever way they run it. The shit's going to be just
I
crap.
see it as just swinging left to right. So basically, all the right wingers before were all conspiracy theorists, and now they're just swinging everything to the left. And now all the left is the conspiracy theorist. And
well, that's just it. It's a conspiracy theorist is not a left or right. You know, you can't fully dissect it unless you are nonpartisan.
Yeah.
If you have to divorce yourself from that fucking whole paradigm if you're going to get any kind of an unpersuaded view of events.
Yep.
You have to go in xenoscopic. I'm not anything. I'm not any of this. I don't have a dog in the fight. Fuck it. What's really going on? You know?
I don't vote. Amen. Adam.
Hi, so hi, Buttered.
Hey there.
What's up,
Hi,
brother?
Oh, good. Thanks for having me on. I'd love to ask you guys a question, get your opinion. It's on this topic of Trump. There's two questions. Have you guys seen the video of Pastor Brandon Briggs 4 months prior where he saw Trump being shot?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I think that's fabricated horse shit that was put out there for this. Exactly.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think Trump's behind the story about the immigrants eating cats and shit. I fully believe that he was behind his own assassination attempt. I fully believe that he was in on his own fucking defeat in the election.
Okay. Thank you.
Part of the fucking show. It's in the script, man.
So, John, do you remember when Trump originally came in? He kept pushing about all of the promises. He was doing like the Hitler kind of stuff. He was like, I made this promise and I held by my promises and I did this and I did that and I did this. But then again, he actually did nothing. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah.
He was ready to drain the swamp, but he didn't drain the swamp because obviously he elected all these people from Goldman Sachs into his
elected.
Yeah.
Appointed.
I'm sorry, selected. It's the same thing. Come on.
So
You know that.
my next question is, okay, the pastor said Trump is going to get into office, and when he does, they're going to do another attack, just like COVID. What do you guys think? I think he said specifically it was like going to be an economic attack on him. Do you think that's going to be true?
Sure, they're already gearing up for it, man. They're already gearing up for it. Already since early in the spring, they had the bird flu summit scheduled for next month in Washington, D.C. And there's all kinds of shit on there, how to implement the policies, make people go along with it, how to put people in camps. It's really quite an itinerary for it.
And they already have the CBDC, central bank digital currency, right?
Yeah. They got the RFID implants ready to go.
Well, you don't even have to have that. You won't even have to have the implant. No, you're already implanted. You don't go anywhere without it.
Yeah, what about
with you all the time? That's your life is in your phone now.
Everything's going to be by your own will, and they're going to trick you into it. You don't have to do it. There's nothing that you have to do.
Yeah, I think the Bible says that there's going to be a part of the population that resists.
There you go. OA says that he drank the swamp. You fucking right, man. He filled it up with new creatures. That's basically, that's basically what he did.
Yeah, it's going to be almost. Oh, hi.
Did you see this?
Okay.
This, and of course, we got to put everything in for Israel, right? So this was an interesting facet for him to go down. Is the religious right? The Christians that don't know the first thing about being a fucking Christian, right? Christians for Israel. These people, John Hagee followers, the fucking John, what's his name? Greg Locke followers. All these people that are always shilling for fucking Israel, thinking, oh, because that word's in the Bible, those people are for us. Oh, and don't forget Jesus was Israel. Yeah, Jesus was a Jew. No, he wasn't. Shut up.
Jesuits for Israel is all it really means, but that's my own opinion.
Here's if you want to know what they really, how they really think of you, here.
זה בסדר לירוק על נוצרים. האם זה בסדר? מצד מה? האם מבחינת התורה? לך, כאילו. אז ככה. מה אתה אומר? אם הם עובדי עבודה זרה, אז אנחנו צריכים למוס בהם ולשקט אותם ולרמוס אותם ובעיקרון גם להרוג אותם, כי הרי גוי חייב בשבע מצוות בני נוח, ואם הוא לא מקיים את זה צריך להרוג אותו. אבל... אתה תהרוג מישהו? אם הייתי יכול, הייתי מוצא מהחסות את זה, אבל אין לנו בית דין, אז אנחנו לא יכולים לעשות את זה. אוקיי. אבל האם לירוק עליהם, אז ככה, זה יכול לגרום גם לעבירה שקוראים חילול השם, ואם אין לזה תועלת, אז אין עניין לעשות את זה, אבל אם היה לזה תועלת כלשהי, שזה היה מפחית את העבודה הזרה בעולם, ודאי שהיה בזה עניין גדול. אז זה שמישהו מאמין בישו ונצרות וזה, אז צריך להרוג אותו. בינתיים, אוקיי, אבל אין בית דין. אז לא עושים את זה. אז זה בסדר לירוק על מישהו כזה? אמרתי, אם זה גורם תועלת, אז כן, אם לא, אז לא. תסביר תועלת. תסביר תועלת, אם הוא יפסיק לעבוד בגלל זה עבודה זרה, אם הוא יתרחק מהעניין. אבל זה אמונה של מישהו אחר. זה אמונה שמישהו מאמין בה, צריך להרוג אותו.
מי שמאמין שהאלוהים שלי הוא חלק מאיש, אז צריך להרוג אותו. מי שמזלזל באלוהים שלי, אז אני אהרוג אותו. אז זה לא, אבל זה תפקיד שלכם, להרוג או לרעוק, זה לא התפקיד של אלוקים? לא, השם אומר לנו מה לעשות.
הוא אומר, זה כתוב, להרוג? איפה? איפה כתוב?
היהדות תפקידה בעולם זה לעשות טוב, לגרום שהעולם יהיה נקי.
כן.
אז כל אדם שיאמין באיזה בן זונה אחד.
אבל איפה זה כתוב? אבל איפה זה כתוב?
איפה זה כתוב בגמרא? אתה רוצה להביא גמרא? אנחנו יכולים להביא גמרא ולראות.
אבל הגמרא זה כתוב על ידי אנשים, לא על ידי...
על ידי אנשים שהקדוש ברוך הוא שלח חכמים שכתוב בתורה של להקשיב להם.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But
the good thing is, well, you can be protected from their attacks. We just have to put on the Lord's armor, and I promise you guys it works.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, perfect. Here's the evidence. Desmond Doss, remember? I brought him up a few times. He went into Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah.
So he went into one of the most deadly places with rockets, fire, missiles, blades, and so we have to expect it from these guys because they've been under attack from Satan as well.
Yeah.
So they're just doing what Satan wants them to do.
This is the whole point. Now they got us on these people say this, and then they're getting the same shit about us saying that. And it's just, who's really, is it real? Is any of this real? That's where I'm getting at.
Look how young they are to talk like that, eh? So
they
unwise.
Of course, to me, everybody looks young. It really does. But we're talking also about a culture too, who actually emasculates their boys at the age of 13 with the ritual of a bar mitzvah, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's, let's face it, that's pretty damn young to be given the authority of manhood. I mean, come on, when you were 13, you were a little fucking punk. You look back at yourself now and you're like, holy shit, man. What was I ever thinking, right?
Yeah, great point.
That's exactly where I'm at with this kind of thing, and it's like, look, we're told, oh, they want to replace you. And all of this, the left versus right, the Jew versus the Goyim, the fucking black versus white, the whatever it is, it's all divisive bullshit, you see, designed to keep everybody fighting with each other and not realizing who the main enemy really is. It's not.
But man, we need a wall. It's all the illegals, man. It's illegals. All the illegals.
It really is. And people that follow along into these prescribed labels that they're given. Oh, I want to be this, this, and this, and therefore I will identify as this, this, and this. And it's like, no, man, nobody identifies exactly the same. No one thinks exactly the same. Okay. We have coincidental moments where people will think the same thing at the same time, but that's not the same. We're all unique individuals, and we are much more powerful
when we synergize
than we are pulling at each other. I mean, even this bullshit, rising Earth, stationary Earth, fucking go to Antarctica, don't go to Antarctica, vote for Kamala, don't vote for Trump. All this fucking bullshit, and all these people torn in so many different directions. And I'm like, this can't keep going on. It just can't keep going on. People are going to have to wake up and realize sooner or later that if we stop playing their game, right? Yeah. Now, is it wrong for me to laugh about somebody tried to shoot at Trump? No, yes, it is, because it's kind of funny. It really is. The fact that these people are so fucking hardcore into this that one, a possibility of something like that really happening is there. But it's always there. It's always there. So what's to blame? Is Donald Trump to blame for it? No. Is the gun to blame for it? No. What's to blame for it? It's the people. And I think it comes from this, especially in this last generation, of lack of accountability for anything that you do. It's always somebody else's fucking fault. Everything is always somebody else's fucking fault.
That's true. There's two things: lack of information, and then you're right, lack of accountability. So when they point one finger, they don't realize they have three fingers pointing right back at them. So
100%, man, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So, there's so many lies and misinformation that people are literally a danger to themselves and to their family. It's unbelievable. But thankfully.
Deception, the level of deception on every fucking level is just through the roof.
Yeah,
just through the roof.
Crazier than any movie that's ever been produced.
It is. Have you ever seen the old movie Gaslight?
No.
It's a good one. Look it up. It's an old classic movie. It's black and white. I believe Angela Lansbury is in it, and she was kind of a little hottie back in the day.
Yeah.
Murder, She Wrote.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, she was a pinup girl, bro.
I remember. Yeah. She was in the industry for a while.
Yeah. So there's a movie called Gaslight where they make somebody go crazy by fucking gaslighting them.
Okay,
about shit. No, you didn't see that. That didn't really happen. That kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And we're in a living embodiment of that movie almost, man. It just really blows me away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had some more funny shit on here too. Who owned the train company? Let's see. Forget where I was at with this. The 9/11 shit came and went. I purposely didn't bother doing anything on 9/11. I figured everybody was gonna, and lo and behold, hardly anybody did anything. Brian Stabley had a few streams going, just pre-recorded stuff. I guess he's kind of taking a break from everything.
Yeah.
going to focus on getting a real estate license and kind of expanding his skill set in the hospitality industry, which is always a good thing because then, listen, that's if you can run every job in a restaurant, your management material right off, man, and then it comes down to franchise and shit like that. So, he's making a good move. I would like to. I think I might. I'm going to be on Crypt Rick tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. Just waiting on all I have to do is wait for a Skype notification, and I'm golden. And we should have everything going pretty good. It ought to be straight up. Yeah, I almost forgot the date's going by so quick. Now we are at the 16th. So that's today now at 6:00 p.m. Eastern time. It should be a lot of fun. I had a great time when I was on the show last time. So we'll see what this one brings. And
should be great as usual. You
Yeah,
bring a
we
lot
have
of content, a lot of comic relief, thankfully. So if you're awesome.
You got to listen, you got to laugh. You got to laugh at some of this crazy horse shit that we have to endure, and when you really look at, I think part of it is it's insulting to a point a lot of times to your intelligence because you're like, wait a minute, are they really expecting me to believe this? I mean, half the time I got to go, is this really happening? Or is this this has got to be satire, right? This is Babylon Bee or something. And I'm like, no, they're really running this as real. And I just shake my head and laugh every day, something.
Thank you, Elon.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
My God.
Yeah, I took a little break away from stuff on the internet and shit like that for a couple of days. Sometimes I just got to do that and recharge.
Likewise. I was right there with you. You haven't seen me for a minute, have you?
No, it's been a little bit.
A couple weeks, and I just shut it off. I was like, that's it. I'm gonna take a break. Trying to slow it down a little bit.
Good idea. Nice breather.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. There you go. There's Mike Tyson's that's Evander Holyfield's ear. Right. There's Trump after you get
I am able to I'm able to have my ear replenish so fast because I'm 70-some years old. Yeah.
What did he say? He said he was a fast fucking healer.
Yeah, fast healer. I can remember.
He says I'm a fast healer, and I'm like, okay.
That's what he said. Shit. My doctor says I'm a fast healer.
I'm a medical miracle. I'm a medical miracle from way back. Holy Jeep shit. Yeah, I don't get it. These people, they really believe all this shit.
You know what's odd though? I could have sworn before Trump was signed in as president, I heard that he became a 33rd level degree Scottish free rite Mason. But I looked it up. Yeah, I thought so, but I looked it up recently. I can't. It seems like it's all scrubbed from the internet.
You're talking about with Trump?
Yeah, Trump. I thought
I saw him in a video wearing like some kind of a robe and all this other shit, and sitting up there in the Grand Poobah seat.
Absolutely. I remember reading it specifically, and it said he was the 33rd degree Scottish free rite. So, but I can't find that information now. But I believe he is. Yes.
Yeah. Huh. Oh my God! Here's these people are eating cats. I ain't gonna watch that. You guys don't want to see people eating cats, do you? No.
I've seen girls talk about how they would eat cats and dogs if they had to. Americans too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess that's the thing. Like when people just, I guess if they just look at it as food, whatever.
I don't know, man. I feel kind of bad. What is this here? The real final experiment? What is this going on? Let's see what this guy's got going on. This was on Flat Earth Dave on Twitter. He put this out an hour ago. On the FE
Good
podcast.
man.
And then I'll tune up and play a couple of songs before we get out here tonight.
Whether you know that the Earth is a globe or whether you know that the Earth is flat, give me 3 minutes of your time and you can literally change the world for the better. And if you don't care what shape it is and you think it doesn't matter, then please hear me out. And I'll explain exactly why it does matter. Whatever evidence globers provide, flat earthers will never believe it. And whatever evidence flat earthers provide, globers will never believe it. Because we've all conditioned to be that way. It's deliberate, and I'll get to that in a minute. On the globe model, the Antarctic continent takes up a relatively small part of the globe, right at the bottom, and the coastline is at about 10,000 miles long. Okay. On the flat Earth model, obviously it's very different. The Antarctic ice wall goes all the way around the outside, encompassing every continent on Earth, and is approximately 78,000 miles long. That's quite a difference, right? So what if we could prove it for ourselves once and for all, without anyone official being involved, without either side being able to call?
Thank you, Anson. Nobody else bothered speaking up. I wasn't sharing. Never mind. Shall I start this again?
Whether you know that the Earth is a globe or whether you know that the Earth is flat, give me 3 minutes of your time and you can literally change the world for the better. And if you don't care what shape it is and you think it doesn't matter, then please hear me out. And I'll explain exactly why it does matter. Whatever evidence globers provide, flat earthers will never believe it. And whatever evidence flat earthers provide, globers will never believe it. Because we've all conditioned to be that way. It's deliberate, and I'll get to that in a minute. On the globe model, the Antarctic continent takes up a relatively small part of the globe, right at the bottom, and the coastline is at about 10,000 miles long. Okay. On the flat Earth model, obviously it's very different. The Antarctic ice wall goes all the way around the outside, encompassing every continent on Earth, and is approximately 78,000 miles long. That's quite a difference, right? So what if we could prove it for ourselves once and for all, without anyone official being involved, without either side being able to call foul or that's cheating? So here's what I propose. We get half a dozen of the most famous and outspoken globers, half a dozen of the most famous and outspoken flat earthers, and we put 3 of each into 2 different aeroplanes. All right? We start them off at the same point, and those 2 aeroplanes fly off in opposite directions, following the coastline, which means they'll meet approximately halfway round on the other side. So on both models, supposing they set off from the closest point to Chile, and halfway round, they're both going to meet up somewhere around Tasmania, all right? The difference will be the distance they've traveled and how far and how long it will take them to get there.
So in other words, start them out.
So supposing for argument's sake that those both planes are traveling at 500 miles an hour, then on a globe Earth model, they'll both have to cover 5,000 miles, which is about 10 hours. And on a flat Earth model, they both have to travel 39,000 miles, which is about 78 hours before they meet up. Now that's a huge difference and a huge margin of error. Now this is complicated slightly by the fact that allegedly there is a 90-kilometer no-fly, no-sail exclusion zone around the Antarctic coastline. So both planes would have to travel 100 kilometers from the coastline, which means obviously if it's a globe, then they'll have to travel a further distance. If it's flat, they'll have to travel less distance. But supposing that if they meet up anything less than 20 hours, the Earth is definitely a globe, right?
Yeah, should work out, man. I don't see a reason why they couldn't do it. I mean, that would definitely be pretty conclusive, don't you think?
Yeah.
Be the thing in the sky that's doing it rather than looking at something in the sky.
Yeah.
A plane would never fly that. Who says that, Scott? That dude is the worst. Okay. Why is he the worst?
After 60 hours, the Earth is very definitely flat.
It's based on truth.
If you give all 12 of those passengers a live feed camera, video camera, and also maybe one in the cockpit so they can see the distance traveled as well, all right, then there's no cheating. And one side or the other, at the end of this journey, when those two planes meet up, is going to have to say what seems to be the three hardest words in this modern clown world: I was wrong. Now, this won't cost a great deal of money, relatively speaking, but I would finance it in an instant if I had the money. I'm homeless and I can't even afford a pair of socks.
Wouldn't it be like, probably be less than $80,000? Pretty sure.
So this is what I'm asking you to do. You don't need to like this. You don't need to follow me, but please repost it, save the video, and share it to absolutely everybody you know on every single social media post and platform you have, and then start petitioning, lobbying, and bombarding the rich and famous, people who can afford to do this, to get it done. I'm thinking particularly the rich and famous who claim to be of the people and for the people.
Will Duffy.
Like a benevolent, a wealthy benefactor, for instance.
Smiling Bob. Come on, man. Smiling Bob.
Maybe the likes of Donald Trump, maybe the likes of Mr. Twitter, Mr. X, Jordan Peterson, David Icke, Joe Rogan, your favorite sports stars, your favorite movie stars, pop stars, celebrities, anyone who's got deep enough pockets to do this and an interest in actually finding out the truth. Because here's
Come on, Candace.
The powers that be have got the capability to do this. They've had the capability for many, many years.
You don't trust Candace Owens, do you?
Hell no, I don't. That's why I'm laughing. I'm kidding. Come on, Candace, let's go. That's why it just kind of makes me, because you say, well, like, why would I ever trust anybody you even said?
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, see, in his world, it adds credibility. You see, because those are people you've heard of.
For most people, but not me and you.
No. That's in normie world. Normie.
For the normie world, yeah. Okay.
Right. In the normie world, that's fucking saying something. In our world, we're like, fuck them people, man.
Fuck them people. Kick them in their nuts, including Sanders. She probably got nuts too. I don't know, man. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have nothing against her, but I hold her at arm's length. That's for sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, one thing that
because we don't need to, we all know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. I can wait.
No, you're all right. I was just going to take that opportunity. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So I would equate it to like this. You guys have already updated your, so to speak, operating system. So there's a lot of people that, let's say for our operating systems, let's just presume it's at 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or let's say 99%. When we're dealing with a lot of people, their operating system, let's say, is still backdated,
right?
And they only 50%. So we can't really go ahead and use their try to like downgrade our operating system to theirs. We just have to kind of So yeah, try to help them upgrade their operating system, so to speak.
Right. That's yeah. I'm like, yeah, you got it exactly. It's like because we've learned, we've been down the holes. We've been down the holes, you know.
Regardless, we don't have to agree with them, but
Yeah, exactly.
we can use them still, you know.
Yeah,
To
absolutely.
wake up other people. That's all.
Yeah.
See, the thing is like I'm perfectly capable of. I could do a show, you know, like I could be picked up, syndicated, and actually, you know, not do some of the stuff I do here. But I mean, I could contain myself to do a show and everything else like that and reach millions and millions of people and shit. The reason that I will never do that is because I can't be bought. Okay, you're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me to say shit. Listen, you're not gonna get me to say shit that goes against my core beliefs ever.
Yeah, Vanguard will come to your door and say, "Here's a check."
No, sorry, no.
That's amazing. Yeah, you're a natural. You guys are naturals.
Well, see, the thing is my soul's not for sale. You know?
Yeah, like time is priceless.
Yeah, I mean, it's only good while I'm here. That's only good while I'm here. Once I leave here, and now I'm accountable for that. See, fuck that.
From NASA and all the rest of that stuff, and flat earthers will say, because they know it's a lie. Okay, how do we find out the truth unless we get it done ourselves? Because the powers that be don't want everybody to know the truth. Okay, and now I'm not saying it's one reason or the other, but the point is, it's an artificial fence that keeps everybody divided. Okay, in the same way as sex, age, religion, race, gender, party politics, vax, unvaxxed, it's all artificial fences to divide the masses, divide and rule, right? Because as long as everybody's arguing with each other, then nobody's looking at who's really responsible for this shit show that we call the modern world, right? So whether it turns out to be a globe or whether it turns out to be flat, the point is we will all know. It will be the one thing that will unify the masses, all people on Earth. And here's why it really matters. Virtually everyone will be familiar with the Star Wars films. And at the end of the first film, the all-powerful, seemingly invulnerable, invincible Death Star is destroyed by one inherent weakness, right? And it transpires later in the series that that inherent weakness, that Achilles heel, was deliberately incorporated into the design by the creator. Are you with me? Now, they say there's an easy way and a hard way of doing everything, all right? I stopped participating 3 years ago, and I've been out in the forests ever since, imagining, dreaming up, and creating something truly amazing. But no one has ever asked me in those 3 years what it is I'm doing out here. Not even my birth family, my soul family, or my closest friends. Okay, so we'll have to do it the hard way. So if you can get this experiment done and provide proof once and for all, then you will destroy that metaphorical Death Star. You will not only break free from the Matrix, but you will break the Matrix, which will allow New Earth to come into existence with its infinite possibilities for the abundance and prosperity for all living creatures on Earth. I think that's worth doing. But I'm out of mobile data, I'm out of money, I'm out of time, and frankly, I'm out of patience. So this is Ecotopia, signing off. I love you all, and have a fabulous day.
You know, Dave, at the very end there, I mean, that's pretty interesting because, you know, he says that nobody ever asked me why I'm out here, right?
Right.
I'm kind of, actually what they end up asking you is how I can do it myself. They don't ask you why you're doing it or how you're doing it. They actually end up asking you, like, how did you do it? That's basically it. That's that's interesting to me. But anyways, I see some more people jumped on. Isaac.
Yeah, welcome, guys. And great point, Butter.
What's going on, fellas? What's happening, Isaac?
Just chilling. Did a little bit of fucking psychedelics, chilling.
Cool.
Nice.
Do share.
Just a little microdose of some squares.
Oh, nice.
Right on.
It's not really my flavor. It was a gift. Someone gave it to me. I was like, yeah, why not? Yeah.
Oh, gifts are great.
Yeah. So that's where my day is. So I'm just kind of seeing what's going on around the world. Yeah.
For some people, it's good. Some it's not. You know,
it's mixed for me.
So what's this now? I'm seeing it says a Trump shooter. Now here again, okay. More of this, just like that other guy. They said, oh, he was hooked up to BlackRock. Oh, real quick, what is this right here?
Okay, so this was for John earlier. I'm sorry, that's for taking back. So he was bringing up that he couldn't find any of his old stuff. Here's one, and I have a second one real quick of him and his. See if I can find it real quick. Trump. Hopefully this is it. Hold on. Oh, okay, this is the other one. The video, just to show you.
Yeah, this is what I was looking for.
So yeah, this is the other one. So that was just a video, like to show that it was clear him, you know, so that it really is him. And
they zoom in on him on this. Play it out a little bit.
The other one was zoomed in a little bit.
I knew I read this before he was signed, before he signed in as president.
Yeah, so you like taking back even like you brought it up, so I just thought I'd give you a couple of little shots if you want to get back to it.
Thank you.
So now you have. So they're here. They're still out there. You just gotta search for them.
This is before the AI videos.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I got you a photo and I got you a video.
No, the interesting thing there is there's women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
true.
So
Oh my God.
That's
How dare
not. That's yeah. They it's only men in the I guess what they call the Blue Lodge or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Women are a different strain.
So there's a little tiny Masonic lodge in this little town that I live in. We don't even have a traffic light. I didn't think it was functioning. I mean, the thing isn't much bigger than a fucking KFC, maybe. Or, you know, I think it's smaller than an average McDonald's. Really little. And in fact, it's like a small house, like a 1-bedroom house is about the
underground, probably.
I don't know. They call it a magnetic lodge.
Interesting.
Okay. So that's kind of interesting. Well, as things would happen, there was a guy, I'd end up talking to him a lot at the Tractor Supply store. He was like, did all the stock and ordering and shit. And he quit there, and then he started working at the grocery store nearby as a grocery manager. And I saw him in there, and I've talked to him in there. I was like, oh, it's great that you moved. Well, one day I run into him up here at the store, and he was wearing all of his shit. He was on the way he says, oh, yeah, he says, I got a lodge meeting tonight. And he had all these pins and everything on this jacket and that he was wearing and everything. And I says, oh, really, where? He says, right here in Stanley. And I says, Stanley, is that thing open, that magnetic lodge? He goes, oh, yeah. He says, we have a lodge meeting there every month. And I'm thinking, it don't even look like you could fit 15 people in that place and that it would be packed. I mean, it's really that small, but I'll have to check out more of it because, like you said, it could be underground, but that's kind of rare.
We got one in our town too, and it was like the big stone building with like lions and like all these different carvings on it. It had the Mason symbol, and it had this Star of David on it. They moved downtown across from the sheriff's station. And in our town, all the sheriff stations, like in our county, are connected underground to one another.
Well, see, that's kind of rare here. Like on my street, I think I'm one of only like 4 or 5 houses on this entire street that has a basement. Because most of this area is really rocky. It's hard to dig a hole to build a foundation like that. So a lot of them are a concrete slab foundation, or at the very least, like a crawl space. But I've got a full-size basement in my house, and that's kind of rare in this neighborhood. So in this area, so I'm kind of wondering. It's possible that it would be underground, but I'm telling you, this place is really, really dinky small. So I'm kind of curious about it, and also the fact that it's called a magnetic lodge.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. So.
Well, I had my brain burnt with magnets at a corporate office. If it has something to do with that, MK Ultra, I'm part of it. No, seriously, I used to lucid dream, had metaphysical powers in my brain, and they blasted my brain with magnets, and it all went away in one day.
Well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it sucks more than anything I can describe in reality.
So yeah, just so as I was before I brought up that Trump thing, I was going into this propaganda. You remember with this last guy that stuff that came right out. Here we are, just a few hours since the actual incident. You remember people came up and they said, "Oh, here's that kid that the shooter, and he was in a commercial for BlackRock."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What? I've never seen BlackRock commercials." And what's the chances somebody would recognize him for less than a second and a half of camera time in an obscure commercial? Who's paying attention that hard, right? So that was put out there for us. And this guy showed up. It said on here, it says the Trump shooter appeared in a propaganda video for the Azov in May of 2022. Now, let me bring this up.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Purpose of the action is to appeal to what leaders, what organization.
Isn't that the guy that shot him tonight?
Yeah, this guy, right?
Wait, leaders. Was that him?
Guy. Yep.
That dude right there. Is that him?
Yeah.
Is that the dude that supposedly shot him?
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Holy moly! What?
So, yeah, what alphabet agency is that fucking guy running for?
Yeah,
working for, right?
Yeah, that's conspiracy theorist over here, linking everything together, man. What in the world? Crazy.
How
God,
do you guys think?
You can't look through any of this shit, and it's just all political fucking bullshit. It's all it's going to be for the next couple of months, too.
That's it. Yeah, it's going to go all the way until November, and then they're going to crash the economy. Is probably what they're going to end up doing. And
it's already crashed. What are you talking about? It's already crashed.
Yeah. Well, they'll just shut down the electricity or something else. EMF. They'll blame it on or whatever.
Well, shit. Yeah, listen.
You can't get your Bitcoin anymore. It all crashed. Oh no, it's all gone. Your Bitcoin's gone, boys and girls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're gonna pull all kinds of fucking crazy shit. Yeah, they are.
You think toilet paper was bad? Just imagine food. When food's scarce, man. Fighting over food and stuff. My God.
Hell, they're already doing that. They're putting it out of the reach of common man. You know, people's wages aren't stretching like they were. You know, you're going and you're seeing a ribeye steak is $20. You know.
Yeah, Alaska
people
price.
are having to go and get the cheap, fucked up food, and that's how they're getting the shit into you, man.
Yeah. I hope you guys all have gardens, man, because I sure do. I don't know.
Great stuff. That's the amazing thing. The creator, he made it so we can survive off of plant food.
All right.
I thought about this the other day. I'm like, what are we that we could take in energy and transform it? That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, think about the plant itself.
Yeah.
Taking in energy from the sun and moisture and minerals from the earth and turning it into another life.
So
what
beautiful.
the fuck? That's crazy.
Someone designed this.
Of course. Of course.
Someone.
Of course.
Generous creator for sure. All the variety of foods. So if you don't like one, you've got 100 plus different others to try.
Unless you like meat.
I made 8 quarts of salsa the other night, like 2 nights ago. It was good, man. I'm still working on it, but
okay, what was that?
So I made 8 quarts of salsa the other
Wow.
night. Just tomato. I'm getting tomatoes like oh my god.
2
I can't
sons.
stop it.
Yeah, man.
Did a good job on that.
Seeing more and more of that kind of shit lately.
Check out my.
Oh.
I'll link you one of my shorts. I actually videoed 2 sons with my own phone. I'll link it.
Nice.
Or just share it.
Oh, I can share it too. Yeah. Present, share screen. Dun, dun,
There's a lot
dun.
of things that didn't do so good this year, but I got tomatoes and cucumbers like crazy, and I made about 30 quarts of pickles this year.
Nice.
In about a week and a half, and then I just started giving them out after that because I couldn't take anymore. I was like, I'm so done with that.
That's great.
I
Good
made
job, man.
all kinds of different types of pickles: dill pickles, bread and butter pickles,
Right.
you name
So
it.
what are we looking at here?
So this is in Merced, California.
You like my job?
Pointed towards Yosemite. There's 2 suns in the sky.
Is that what you're seeing?
Right. Okay.
Is that what you think that you're seeing?
One's behind the clouds and one's in front of it. I don't get it. It's not a sun flare. It's not a camera flare.
It's not a sundog. Okay.
No.
And you saw this with your own eyes,
Could
and
be
you
a lot of
decided
things,
to
right?
take your phone out and video it?
No. I recorded it and then I saw it after.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't paying attention. I was just like, oh, it's the summer solstice. And I was just like, I was celebrating my birthday because my birthday's on the 16th. The summer solstice was on the 21st or the 22nd that year. And I was just celebrating in front of my house on a wall. It's like 10 foot high. You have to run and jump up it, climb it like a ninja.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just I did in slow-mo too. You could see I'm hanging from the wall. You could hear the train, the background. And there it is. 2 suns. There's 2 solar flares too, there's 2 camera lens flares.
I see that, yeah.
So
Wow.
why
What
is
do you
there
think it
2?
means? Do you think it's an anomaly, or do you think it means something?
See, and it doesn't change in relative position when you move the camera like that.
That's what
other
I'm
when
saying
you-
too. It doesn't move. Yeah, I don't get
See,
it.
there is a sundog up above. See up there? And it moves relative to the
you can
camera.
see
reflection.
Yeah, you can see
the
2
mountain, right?
sun. You can see 2 sun flares in the camera that match it. See, there's one right there, and there's one to the right.
Bottom right. Yeah, there's 2 of them
There's
now.
2. Yeah, there's 2.
Yeah,
That's what's weird is that there's 2.
Right, there's the one above.
If there was something on the top of that
That other
mountain
one is
reflecting
not.
light,
That-
though, and then
that's
couldn't
not-
that make that
Wow.
happen?
I don't know. I'm not saying it's real. It's just something I found. Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
obviously
man.
it's an anomaly, but I'm wondering if there maybe was something on that mountain that was reflecting the light, like maybe a shiny rock or something that was just reflecting the sunlight in that way to make it look
Perfectly.
like there was another sun there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
know.
it's possible, right?
Possible.
Yeah.
Not very
That's
probable.
more
hidden
logical, obviously, than
pyramid.
there's 2 suns, right? I mean,
Is it though?
I don't know.
Like
I
the,
mean, I
the
wonder
Hopi
sometimes, I
prophecy.
do.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I have, and I've
Hopi-
also
they-
heard that there's 2 suns and that one's black and one's white. Yeah, I know. I've heard all about that.
Yeah. I was just curious. I don't know about it. I just know a tiny bit.
Well, there's also a theory that the sun is actually below you and it's reflecting off the dome, and that's what you see as the point of light. As the sun is actually the opposite of the type of light that comes from the bottom, from underneath the earth. I know it sounds crazy, but it doesn't make sense.
No,
when
it
you
makes
think about it.
sense. I mean, I could scientifically
And the
make
moon
the
is literally
angles.
the sun. Once the sun reflects off of the earth and then back up to the dome and then back down again, it turns it back into black light, right? That's why you see the moon looks like black and white, and that's why the only time it doesn't look blue and gray is whenever there's blue sky behind it, right?
Like burning ants, right? When you have a microscope and then you're kind of burning an ant and it kind of reflects
Well, you
off
should
of
try
the
a
ground.
telescope. That's even
back
more
up.
interesting.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
I
You
get
guys
that.
want to see something fucking awesome?
I
This
do.
is-
I always do.
This is a Henry 44 mag lever action, and it's internally suppressed. This is fucking badass. Check this out.
With gas or just
David, Ren Metal Works. Here's our integrally suppressed Henry 44 mag.
Man, that thing is sick. Tell me a little bit about the finish.
So this is a
Clean
polished
as hell.
aluminum and just polished material. So the action's been polished. Titanium tube. David, Ren Metal Works. Here's our.
I want to see him shoot it though, man. Where's the awesome? I want to see him shoot it.
Where do I get one of those?
Listen, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, man, Duffy, I don't believe those exist, man. Buy me one so that you can prove to me that they exist.
Yes,
Fucking
sir.
give me a Henry 44 mag lever action, baby. Woo! I'll tell you what, that thing would be sweet. I'd be afraid to shoot it, get it dirty, man. I would. Yeah, see that? Yeah, that was that same dude. That's that same dude. Here he is in that video in Romania on Newsweek, Romania.
Yikes.
It's the deep state, everybody. It's the deep state. I'm telling you, it's the fucking deep state. They're coming after you. They're gonna take away your guns. They're gonna you gotta hide your wife, hide your kids. They raping everybody all up in here, you know?
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say the lefts are not Freemasons.
The what? The left?
The
No,
left.
they're a whole
the
different
left-
breed, bro. You're right.
There's no way the left side is Mason.
Mm.
I'm telling you.
I don't know where they are. I have to question half the time if they're even fucking human, either
Yeah.
side. They have a mental maturity level of like 12, 13 years old.
I don't even know that.
They have the world power of a fucking dictator.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I think that I love Pink Floyd. The Fletcher Memorial. That song.
Oh, the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
awesome. It talks about, it says, let's build them a home, a little place of their own, the Fletcher Memorial, home for incurable tyrants and kings. And the video is really awesome. Dude, Isaac, you should look that up and watch it like while you're buzzing out tonight. It'll blow your mind. It's got Hitler and Churchill and Margaret Thatcher, and they're all like in this insane asylum.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
looking
and
up
they're
the-
like hitting each other on the head with rockets and shit, and it's sort of like, yeah, let's just put these fools away someplace where they can play their games and leave us the fuck out of it, you know?
Yeah, that actually is
Yeah,
where
but
I'm at right
China
now.
already did. China already built all
Mentally.
these cities so they can stay there, right?
Like mentally, I'm
Yeah,
so
right.
conscious. It actually hurts. It hurts that I'm not conscious and aware of all that I am aware of and conscious of. It's hard to exist, honestly.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, man. And it's like, yeah, you have to wonder. And then you look at the people scrambling around like a bunch of jackrabbits caught in the fucking headlights of a car. You know how they turn around and dive back into traffic,
Yeah.
you know?
And I'm like the guy in the wilderness crying out for help, and I see the whole world running around in circles like ants that got a fucking water droplet on their colony and don't know what the fuck's going on. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, help! Like, yo, what's going on? And everyone else is running around with their head cut off.
Yeah.
And it feels like I want to go crazy because of it. Like
John
I want
Baptist.
normal life, like when we went to school and all of our friends and like knocked on each other's door and wanted to hang out outside, and like what happened, bro? What
Right.
happened to that? I don't get it. It's gone.
Yeah. I don't know, frequencies or something, man.
Can
They
you really
fucked us
buy a
up.
firearm on Amazon?
The dream is gone,
I
the
wasn't
child is grown. You know what I'm saying? The
Dude, I
dream
miss
is
it.
gone, the child
Like
is
the
grown.
closest I can feel to a child again is on mushrooms.
Yeah. You need some Pink Floyd tonight, bro. For real. Animals. Listen to the Animals album, specifically Dogs. You want to listen to Dogs, and specifically how those words, what he's talking about in that song. That's fucking badass too. My dog
hard time
loves that
focusing
because you
when I'm
hear
tripping.
dogs howling in the background. And my dogs will sit there and listen to it, and they tilt their heads and shit. Brandy, my dog Brandy, loves that song.
I
She'll
had a
sit there
dog
as soon as
named
I put it
Brandy.
in. She's like laying down. She loves to hear me play guitar. I play guitar, and she'll lay in front of me and she loves music.
Good
I had her at the
vibrations.
Grand Canyon, and there was this little place that's right near where they filmed Thelma and Louise go off the cliff. And they got like this little western town kind of set up there. It's on the Wallapai side of the Grand Canyon, the western rim, where the glass bridge is at, the walkway. Anyway, there was some bluegrass music playing, and I had her on a leash, and man, she was pulling me. And I thought she was pulling me because she smelled food at one of the concessions. Nope. She pulled me right to where that bluegrass music was playing, and she laid down right there in the doorway of that place while that music was playing, and she was just content to be right there. That's what she likes. Yeah, man.
That's awesome. Man.
She's a crazy
music's amazing. Like back in the day when they had a lot of music was popular, even today, but in the time of slavery, the guy named John Newton, he wrote Amazing Grace. So imagine being able to sing that song back in the day in front of slavers. That's pretty epic.
Well, it's music is audible emotion. It really is. And with that, I was going to say it's going up 3 hours here. I think I'm going to go out, and I want to thank everybody for coming up here tonight. And I'm going to play us out with a couple of songs before I go off. How's that sound?
Good seeing you, Dave.
Right on, guys.
Stay strong.
Play some Fool on your way out, man. That's some good stuff too.
Some what?
Fool.
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 Fool. No, I'm gonna play some. I'm gonna play something.
That was for my boy that's tripping out over there.
Oh yeah.
Tool. Good music there.
Lateralis is built off the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah, wild stuff. It is.
It is. If you listen to the beat, it goes dun, 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 like that, and it repeats over in a Fibonacci sequence. Natural spiral. Pretty cool. Lateralis.
All right, man. Well, good seeing you again. And I'd love to hear it. I'm going to be quiet and listen to you.
All right. Let me see which one I was going to do here first. Oh, yeah. Kind of warm up with this one. Let me see. Heard it from a friend. Heard it from a friend. Heard it from another. You've been messing around. Say you got a boyfriend. You're out there every weekend. Talking about you and it's bringing you down. But I know the neighborhood. Talk is cheap when the story is good. The story's getting taller on down the line. I'm telling you, baby, I don't think it's true, baby. Even if it is, keep clicking in mind. Taking on the run, baby. That's the way you want it, baby. And that's the way you want it, baby. And I don't want you around. I don't believe it, not for a minute. Long as they're gone, so you take it along. Heard it from a friend, heard it from a friend, heard it from another living messing around.
Good job. You did a great job.
All right, this one always gets me too. And then I'm gonna go out of here. Let me see. David played, please the Lord, but you don't really get close to you. Goes like this in the 4th, the 5th, and the minor key, and the major lift, and the baffled king composes hallelujah. It said I took his name in vain, but I don't even know the name. But even if I did, well, what's it to you? There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter what you've heard, the holy or the broken, hallelujah. I tried my best, but it wasn't much. Couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. Kingdoms no truth wouldn't fool you. Even though the ones went wrong, I'll stand before a Lord of song. And from my lips there'll be a hallelujah.
Amen.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Rock on, man. 3 more.